The Emmy Award for Outstanding Sports Coverage.
Holy cow, what a shot, and that's going gone.
This is New York Yankees baseball on Channel 11 with Phil Rizzuto, Bobby Mercer, and Paul Olden.
From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, WPIX Sports presents New York Yankees baseball. Tonight, the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. The starting pitchers are David Cone for the Jays and Blackjack McDowell for the Yankees. A new homestand beginning at Yankee Stadium, 6 games worth, and the fans look for the Yankees to start winning some games after an ordinary road trip. Hello again, everybody. I'm Paul Olden with Bobby Mercer. The scooter, Phil Rizzuto, will be along in just a few moments. And Bobby, talking about the road trip, it was up on one side in terms of runs, but down on the other in terms of giving up runs. And the Yankees never really got anything consistently going on the trip.
But if you believe in the cliche, the Yankees were 5-5. You don't play 500 on the road and make your mustard here at home. Well, you can see that the Yankees played 5-5 on the road trip. A couple of highlights in Cleveland. They played the Cleveland Indians to 2 out of 3. They could have won 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. They didn't do that. But all in all, it was a pretty good road trip.
Now, looking at the offensive breakdown, that's what I'm talking about. Averaging 5.5 runs per game with the 13 home runs, but the home run bugaboo still plaguing the pitching staff.
Well, that's true, too. And that 5.5 runs a game that the Yankees did average, they did it with 4 guys hitting under 200. It was a buck and some change and 4 guys in that offensive lineup. But the pitching staff, they're going to have to get their act together. They're going to have to shut some of these teams down. We got Blackjack McDowell going tonight. Buck Showalter now has been forced to go to a 4-man rotation, so we'll see what happens. They've got to win some games here at home, though.
Well, we could have a quick one at the stadium tonight because McDowell is on the hill for the Yankees, opposed by David Cone, who is coming off a near no-hitter.
Well, David Cone is one of the premier pitchers in the American League, obviously. Jack McDowell, he has been struggling as of late. He would like to more or less locate his fastball a little bit better. He's not locating the fastball quite like he would like, but don't blink your eyes because it will be a quick ball game. These guys don't mess around on the mound.
Well, McDowell had a tough game against Toronto earlier this year, so he'll try to bounce back. Keep it right where it is. The Yankees and the Blue Jays next on WPIX.
Over the
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by Nobody Beats the Wiz. For state-of-the-art home electronics, computers, cameras, movies, music, and more, nobody beats the Wiz. By your Tri-State GMC truck dealers, the strength of experience. By AT&T, the company that helps your business overcome uncertainty. AT&T for the life of your business. And by Toyota. I love what you do for me. Toyota. Cool, overcast evening at the stadium tonight. There is a threat of thunder showers. But right now, we're high and dry as the fans continue to file in for the first game of this weekend series with Toronto. It's a 6-game homestand for the Yankees before they go back on the road. Jack McDowell looking to even his record at 4-4. Taking a look at the lineup for Cito Gaston's club. Alex Gonzalez at shortstop, Mike Huff in center field, Paul Molitor, the designated hitter, followed by Joe Carter. Then John Olerud, who is only hitting .247. Ed Sprague, Sean Green in right field. Lance Parrish, the big wheel, doing the catching, and Domingo Cedeno playing at second base. Robbie Alomar is on suspension for tonight's game. And Jack McDowell. He was really pounded by the Blue Jays earlier this season. You see his numbers overall, but he had a bad game back on May the 9th. He went 4 innings and gave up 12 base hits and 9 runs, 7 of which were earned. So he left trailing 8-3 in that game, and the Blue Jays wound up winning it 9-6. Back of Blackjack, it's Mattingly and Velarde on the right side. The former Blue Jay great Tony Fernandez now picking him up at shortstop for the Yankees, and Wade Boggs at third. Luis Polonia, Bernie Williams, and Paul O'Neill from left to right, and Mike Stanley is doing the catching of McDowell. So we don't have Devon White in the lineup. Mike Huff is playing center field. More information on the Jays right now from Bobby Mercer.
Alex Gonzalez leads it off for the Blue Jays, and the first pitch into Gonzalez over for a called strike. This young man batting .246, 5 home runs, 25 RBIs. Gonzalez, Huff, and Molitor, the first 3 here in the top of the first inning. Jack McDowell is in there once again with a called strike. Now it's 0-2. Blue Jays come into this ball game with a record of 20-29, 9 games back of the Boston Red Sox, and in last place in this American League East. Fastball foul back and out of play. Well, the Blue Jays, like almost everybody in the Eastern Division, has been plagued by several injuries, and we'll talk about those injuries as the game progresses tonight. Devon White not playing in center field because of a aggravated left hamstring. Split finger bounced out in front of the mound. McDowell will have to hurry, not in time, and Gonzalez with an infield hit. Well, not much you can do about that. That was a good pitch by McDowell, and it was just one of those tappers that you couldn't pounce upon quick enough. That's the old split finger.
And Gonzalez reaching out for a pitch well out of the strike zone as well. That kind of upsets McDowell even more. He's chasing a pitch and pulled it and just got a little bit of it. And by the time Jack was able to recover and get over for the ball, no way to get Gonzalez, who has good running speed and looks as though he's set to take off for second base right now.
That'll bring up Mike Huff, who is playing center field for the Blue Jays in place of White. And Huff tries to bunt one, but it's in there for a called strike. Huff batting only .143, no home runs, 2 RBIs. Obviously, he has not played very much for the Blue Jays this year. Devon White, as we mentioned, injured with a pulled left hamstring. So he has set out about 3 ball games now. Huff has been on center field for the last 3 games for the Blue Jays. Gonzalez takes off. The hit and run was on, but it's fouled out of play.
Gonzalez has stolen 2 out of 3. As we look at the breakdown of the series, Yankees plus the season, 2 wins and a loss, all time at Yankee Stadium, just about even. And all time 117 and 110. Worst home record to any team. The Toronto Blue Jays play the Yankees tough.
Messing up high, so the count goes to 1-2.
So without Devon White and Roberto Alomar in the lineup, especially Alomar, a good deal of the running game for the Blue Jays has been sidelined. Alomar had stolen 9 out of 10, and of course he's a terrific all-star player. And he was hitting something like .478 against McDowell in his career. So the Yankees are saying thank you, American League, for making tonight the night. Alomar has to set out his 1-game suspension for arguing with an umpire.
He lost his grievance case with the American League president on that suspension. And it seems like it always comes in New York. At least the meetings come. A lot of times the suspension doesn't come. Big lead by Gonzalez at first base. And McDowell obviously sees that. The pitch missing up high. 2-2 the count now to Huff. Paul Molitor on deck for the Blue Jays. Top of the first inning. Nobody out. There's Molly. He is also bothered by a sore groin. So it was questionable on whether Molitor was even going to play tonight. He ran in the outfield prior to the start of the game. Gonzalez back in time. So I guess at least Molitor is all right to start the game. We'll see how long that he can stay in there.
Jack McDowell has won his last 2 starts. But in the last start against Cleveland, he gave up 10 hits in 7 innings.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Huff is down. First strikeout for McDowell. 1 away here in the first inning. That'll bring up Molitor.
So Jack McDowell pitch is suddenly dropping at the last moment. No way for Huff to make any kind of decent contact. I mean, you had Gonzalez chasing a pitch, and he wound up getting a base hit that was out of the strike zone, and this time Huff strikes out.
McDowell has won 2 in a row. His last 2 starts. He is making his 12th start this year. As you take a look at Molitor's numbers, 244, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs. Obviously, those numbers are down with a quality player that Paul Molitor is in. has been. And of course, Molly has been nagged by injuries all year long. Been to the plate 156 times. One of the premier hitters in baseball. They thought the hit and run, or at least the steal, was on. McDowell pitching out. Gonzalez did not go.
It'll be interesting, Bobby, to see how both teams approach the game offensively early as Nick Lebo runs through the signs, because you figure with quality pitchers, McDowell and Cone, it's not going to be a lot of runs scored tonight.
Outside, ball 2. Molitor with a somewhat of a, I guess not a standard type of stance at the plate. He just lays that bat on his shoulder, and he doesn't move. You'll see a lot of guys rock back and forth in the batter's box, or they'll be messing around trying to time the pitcher. Molitor just kind of waits there like a cobra, and then all of a sudden he strikes at you. Down low, ball 3, 3-0 now to Molitor. One away here in the top of the first inning. On deck, the ever dangerous Joe Carter. Molitor taking all away. It's now 3-1.
Well, you expect the runner now, Gonzalez at first base, to think about running if the next 2 pitches are to the liking of Molitor. 3 balls, 1 strike. Molitor has only hit into 2 double plays this season.
Gonzalez leaning a little bit towards second base then, but he got back in time. About 98% of the time, the guy at first base will steal off the pitcher by getting that big jump. 3-1 pitch, lashed but foul off to the left side. Nick Leva, the third base coach, with some nice movement down there in that third base coaching box. That'll get your heart started. But he just gets right up and does what he does best, and that's give a few signs down to Gonzalez. One of the things I didn't like when you were a player was you were on third base and you had to come down the line with a big pull hitter at the plate, knowing that you better be ready. Gonzalez goes, a 3-2 pitch down low and outside, ball 4. So Carter will come to the plate with 2 Blue Jays on. And 1 away.
Joe Carter is one of the great run producers in the game. He came into the season with 302 career home runs and a little over 1,000 RBIs, but he's been so consistent. Over 100 RBIs in the last 6 consecutive seasons, and 7 of the last 8 seasons 100 or more RBIs. In the season he didn't get 100, he got 98.
A silent star. Swings and hits one deep down the left field line. Polonia will run out of room, and it's in the stands. So Carter, one thing I've always liked about Joe Carter is that he's got tremendous power to all fields, but he's got a short, quick swing, and that ball just explodes off his bat. Carter leads all the Blue Jay hitters against New York this year. He's 8 for his last 13. That's a little over a 600 batting average. He was just a little bit quick on that Jack McDowell fastball, but you've got to be careful with him.
And his 8-game hitting streak snapped yesterday in that 9-0 loss in Toronto. As you look at the runners.
One ball, 1 strike to Carter. Carter still bothered by that sore wrist, sore right wrist, and he talks about all the little nagging injuries now that he says anytime you've got something wrong with your fingers or your wrist and you're a hitter, obviously it affects the way you swing. Some days it's not as bad as others. Tap foul off the left side. And I guess when you get to be as old as Carter, which I think he's a young man myself, 35 years old, every day that you come to the ballpark, you don't always feel the same. A few hurts and pains here and there, but nothing like having some pain in that wrist when you're trying to bat. High and deep to left field. Polonia now on the warning track. Makes the catch. Gonzalez is on his way to third, and he'll be in there. Molitor stays at second. And McDowell got away with a pitch on Carter right then. Whew, he just got underneath it a bit. The major league pop-up all the way to the warning track in left field. And there's 2 away.
So McDowell, who'll give up his share of base hits. His innings pitched and hit total allowed this season just about even, as Luis Polonia knew he had room right there on the edge and puts it away. And Joe talks about it. Just missed.
He knows he just missed it. John Olerud will step in, batting .247, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, split finger down to the dirt. Nice stop by Stanley. And Olerud's numbers are way down. .247 average, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs.
I was saying to Cito Gaston before the game, with Olerud not hitting the ball well and having a slump throughout the season, with a swing like his, you figured he would be immune to having problems. But I guess it happens to everybody, no matter how sweet your swing looks.
1 ball and a strike to Olerud. Men at first and third for the Blue Jays. Top of the first inning. No score. Olerud is not a pull hitter. He hits the ball up the middle. He had a tremendous year. Split finger missing down low. But he was flirting with that .400 average for most of the year. They talk about if there is a flaw with Olerud, it's the fact that he never gets his bat back. You can see how he holds his hands in front of himself. He never gets his bat back to the cock position. He's always moving, and there's nothing to drive the ball. It's like, you know, your hands are always forward and you have to just hit from that position. You never get a chance to cock your bat back in the proper position and then drive through the ball.
Well, he's been a productive player nonetheless, although he lost 66 points off of that .363 season from 1993 last year. 12 home runs, half of what he hit the year before.
Two pitch misses outside. Now it goes to 3-2. Molitor on at first. Gonzalez over at third. 2 away. And McDowell having trouble here in the top of the first inning.
It was a great angle to see that pitch coming in. It looked as though Jack just kind of lost the grip a little bit too soon. And it came flying out of his hand and broke high. And so now the full count.
The runner goes, and the pitch is bloop but foul off to the left side. McDowell must make a good pitch in this situation. McDowell talking to Jack. He has what they call a baby split finger and then a monster split finger. The baby one, he does not wedge in between the 2 fingers quite as deep as he does the big one. He throws one harder than the other one. 3-2 pitch, this time lofted down the left field line. Polonia moving towards the line, and he'll get there to make the catch. So McDowell pitches out of a jam here at the top of the first inning. A couple of Blue Jays left. We'll go to the bottom of the first with the Yankees coming up. No score.
Back at Yankee Stadium, bottom of the first inning, no score between the Blue Jays and Yanks as David Cone warms up. This is the Yankee lineup for your perusal and enjoyment. Luis Polonia, Wade Boggs, and Dion James, the top 3. In the middle, O'Neill, Mattingly, and Fernandez. And then the bottom 3 of Stanley, Bernie Williams, and Randy Velarde. 32-year-old David Cone in his 11th start of the year, and he's coming off a near no-hitter against the Texas Rangers last weekend. He's worked 2 complete games in a row. He gave up a 1-out single to Benji Gill in the 9th inning and wound up allowing 3 unearned runs, held on for the 4-3 victory. So he's a hot pitcher.
And he pitches to Polonia, who swings and fouls the first pitch back. Polonia batting .246, 1 home run, 9 RBIs, getting a start this evening in left field. He'll be followed by Wade Boggs and Dion James. No score in this game with the Yankees batting in the bottom of the first inning. And the breaking ball slash foul off to the left side, so Cone will work in front of Polonia 0-2.
Polonia is heaping a little bit of pressure on himself, saying that with the impending arrival of Darryl Strawberry, Louis feels he'd better start hitting. So to make any decisions on the roster, who's going to stay, who's going to go, who's going to play, a little bit tougher for Buck Showalter.
And the breaking ball misses outside, 1-2. Well, Polonia batting only .185, like a lot of guys did on his last road trip. Mattingly sporting a new haircut. Little tapper in front of the mound, and Cone will suck it up, and there's one away. Well, I guess it's not a new haircut for Donnie. You got it on the road. We've talked about it a few times.
A lot of people haven't seen it. Here's the defense behind David Cone. Lance Parrish doing the catching, and it's Olerud and Cedeno on the right side. Alomar serving his 1-game suspension tonight. Rosales and Sprague on the left side. Carter Huff with Devon White injured and Green in right field.
That's the new do.
Summer cut.
The summer cut. And it looks cool. Boggs batting .278, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs, and Wade has really struggled with the bat. Like Polonia, Boggs batting only .161 on this last road trip, 5 for his last 31. And that'll even the count up at 1-1. David Cone is one of those pitchers that is always around the plate. When you step into the batter's box as a hitter, you know that you better be swinging the bat and not looking for something that's not going to be a strike, because he is always somewhere around that strike zone. Cone coming over from Kansas City. Last year, Cone with a 16-5 record, 2.94 earned run average. Pitched 172 innings, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Boggs. The kind of pitcher that you can count on, and this is what the Blue Jays obviously were counting on, to keep you in the game and to help refurbish this pitching staff, the one that helped them win those World Championships. Well hit into center field, but Mike Huff will be there to make the catch.
Of course, it's his second tour of duty with the team after he had gone to Kansas City and got that $9 million signing bonus. We all should be so lucky. Hey, I bought a lotto ticket for tomorrow, and it's $15 million. So
really?
If you don't see me next week in Milwaukee, you'll know I won.
Oh.
But I will.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I will honor my contract. But after that.
Have you got a contract?
Well, in a manner of speaking.
Dion James batting with 2 downs. Dion, .317 hitter, 1 home run, 9 RBIs. The pinch hit specialist for the Yankees. You know, I was mentioning about David Cone, 1994 Cy Young winner. That pitch in there for a called strike, and they were wanting to, you know, mesh him in with Pat Hinkin and Juan Guzman and Al Leiter, David Cone, free up a little bit of the pitching staff so that Cito Gaston could come up with a 5th starter. Seems like that elusive 5th starter it's just not to be found anywhere in baseball, especially in the American League.
Well, there's not a lot of starting pitching talent in baseball, which is obviously being underscored year in and year out of late by the fact that teams are just having trouble finding adequate starters for numbers 4 and 5.
I wonder if this could possibly, as the count goes to 3-1 on James, that when they do expand again, and that ultimately thins the pitching out once more.
Yeah.
Maybe this will force them to go back to the 4-man rotation again.
I wouldn't be surprised at that, because as we've seen over the last few years, I mean, look at the Minnesota Twins pitching staff, for instance. I mean, you would think that over the years, I mean, the Twins have had some success, but they have not been able to develop very many good pitchers in that organization. I mean, there are a lot of teams that are crying out for just adequate pitchers.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Inside, ball 4. So James is on. Paul O'Neill will come to the plate.
Take a look at the standings, brought to you by the new Dodge. see your local Dodge dealers today. And in the American League East, the Red Sox trying to level off and play big-time winning baseball again, although you see they're over 500 and lead by 6. Yankees 8.5 back. Orioles and Blue Jays trail by 9. And the Central Division, the Cleveland Indians riding atop with a 7-game lead, although they put Oral Hershiser on the DL today with a sore back. Brewers, White Sox, and Twins rounded out, and the Twins struggling 21 games out already. And in the West, the California Angels continue to surprise everybody in that division over the 500 mark, and the Mariners still hanging in there 4 games back, despite the fact that Junior Griffey is out for a while.
James on at first. O'Neill batting .325, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. O'Neill along with Mike Stanley, the big hitters on the trip. O'Neill batting .314, 11 for 35, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. And he scored 10 runs on this last road trip.
Interesting defensive alignment, Bobby, for the Yankees, or rather for the Blue Jays, with one man responsible for the left side of the infield, and they load up the right side for Paul O'Neill, and the outfield is even swung around. A lot of times you'll see the infield make that big shift, but the outfield will play straight away.
Well, of course, O'Neill, a hitter that can hit the ball out of the ballpark to right field. I'm not so sure that when they put these shifts on like this for pull hitters in Yankee Stadium from the left side, that it does more psychologically to the hitter than it does defensively. That's a big swing there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Because consequently, when you go to the plate, you see those 3 men over here, you say, well, that doesn't look like a very good, spot to try to hit the ball on the ground. So let me try to go the opposite way. And that's kind of what they want you to do.
O'Neill with a big rip, but just a little piece of it, and it caught Parrish in the mask fully.
Two balls, 2 strikes to O'Neill.
Well, of course, the shift that the Blue Jays are employing now has to be born out of statistical information and charts that say that O'Neill hits the ball on the ground a certain percentage of the time to that right side, or else they wouldn't do it.
Now the pitch outside. Now it's 3-2. 2 away, so James will be off on this pitch. Don Mattingly on deck for the Yankees.
Let me ask you this, Bobby. Of course, it's up to the pitcher as well to pitch to his defense. So, I mean, Cone can't make any mistakes and allow O'Neill to go the other way on the ground.
James takes off, and the pitch is down low, ball 4. So the Yankees will put 2 men on here at the bottom of the first. And that'll bring up the hit man, Mattingly. Well, we said it would be a quick game. And so far, McDowell having problems in the top of the first with the Blue Jays. Now David Cone, after getting the first 2 men out here in the bottom of the first, has walked James and O'Neill. And Mattingly steps in, batting .263, 1 homer, and 14 RBI. They play straight away from Mattingly, and the breaking ball is in there for a called strike.
Bobby, think back to the pitching series against O'Neill. Did you get the impression that Cone really was going after O'Neill, giving him anything good? Because it seemed like he just really didn't want to give him anything fast.
I don't think David Cone wants to give anybody anything real good. He's always working on you, inside, outside, off-speed pitches, breaking balls, fastballs running away, such as that one right there. A little cutter inside on a left-hander. He's got excellent control, and he's got a lot of confidence in his pitching. Pitch up high. Now it's 2-1 to Donnie.
A couple of the newspapers this morning featured Mattingly's woes of late, and they would bring up, well, is Don Mattingly starting to slide out of the Yankee picture over the next year or so if he decides to come back next season? Comparing his numbers to all the other first basemen around baseball, especially in the American League. And Don's numbers are a little low when you look at what some other first basemen have done, especially in the power department. But his eyesight apparently is much better. He saw a specialist in Baltimore, said he's almost 100% again.
Fouled off to the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I guess the Yankees definitely will have to be making some decisions, and they probably will be making some of those decisions pretty early on. And those decisions, one of them, like you're talking about, are they going to sign Mattingly again? Are they going to sign Wade Boggs to a multi-year contract? What are they going to do with Russ Davis, the young man that has proven everything on the AAA level? You see Gene Michael, the general manager of this ball club. Inside, ball 3, 3 and 2. If they are to make some trades for some pitching, Russ Davis has got to be a guy that they've got to linger out there as bait.
Right.
But they can't put him out there if they're not going to sign Boggs or Mattingly or whatever they're going to decide to do. They've got to keep him around here. The runners go on the 3-2 pitch, lashed in the left field. Carter coming on, and he makes the play. Joe Carter with a big jump in left field and takes an extra base hit away from Mattingly. Well, we've had an exciting one inning at Yankee Stadium. Stay with us. No score. Back at the stadium, top of the second inning. Ed Sprague will lead it off for the Jays. And the first pitch hits Sprague. So McDowell trying to get in tight to Ed Sprague. He got in a little bit too tight. So Sprague will be on. That'll bring up Sean Green.
Here's the catch at the end of the first inning by Joe Carter. We talked about his offense when he was at the plate, but JoJo has made some fine plays defensively for the Jays and was able to get a good break on that sinking line drive off the bat of Don Mattingly. Was slicing away from him, but he still put it away and held on after he hit the grass.
Green lashes one inside the bag down the first base line. Extra bases. Sprague is going to be rounding third. They're going to wave him home, and there'll be no play, and the Jays take a 1-0 lead. So Sean Green, first pitch, lashing it down in the right field corner. By the time O'Neill got to it, Sprague crosses the plate, and it's 1-0.
Sean Green is a young man they've been waiting to explode. He's only 22 years old. #1 pick of the Blue Jays in 1991. He had a brief trial last year and really struggled. And here's O'Neill in the corner trying to play the Karaman enough time. We'll get a better look at it here, and we'll see if Paul had a problem picking up the ball. No, I guess we're just going to watch as the base runner Ed Sprague came into second.
That brings up the catcher Lance Parrish as he swings and misses at the first pitch. Parrish batting .205, 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. Parrish getting a lot of activity behind the plate. Knorr a little bit down on him.
Well, Parrish is doing the job better defensively.
And he squares the bunt, and a nice bunt it is. Jack McDowell will play it to Mattingly and moves the runner to third with less than 2 outs. So he does his job. And that'll bring up Domingo Cedeno.
And that's another reason why Lance Parrish is playing. I mean, Parrish was a tremendous run producer in his great years with the Phillies and then also with the Angels, Detroit. And you would probably be taken aghast a few years ago to see him bunt. But now he knows he's at that stage of his career where he has to do a lot of little things to get the playing time. And here is Parrish laying down the perfect bunt. And his teammates know it and give him a big hand.
And Domingo Cedeno steps in and swings at the first pitch, strike 1. Cedeno batting .326, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Cedeno playing second base for the suspended Roberto Alomar tonight. Watching this young man as you see Sean Green leading off at third, but Cedeno taking batting practice. He has got some pop in his bat. A quick, nice short quick swing. That pitch missing inside, 1-1. Another young player for the Blue Jays. And Cedeno could be held back a little bit because, really be held back a lot because of Alomar.
Another one of the great players from the Dominican Republic, signed by the scout Epi Guerrero.
Swings at a bad pitch. Now it's 1-2. The infield is playing in. They want to cut the run off at home, just in case Cedeno hits it on the ground. Jays now lead at 1-0 with 1 away here in the top of the second inning. Split finger swung on and missed, strike 3. So big strikeout for McDowell. 2 away. We go back up top to Alex Gonzalez.
Big strikeout indeed. The infield now can return to normal depth, except for third baseman Boggs is going to cheat up a little bit as that split finger pitch working perfectly for Jack McDowell.
Well, that was a dandy there. Gonzalez with a little tapper in front of the mound for a base hit. The lead off the first inning, strike 1 to him. He made it all the way around to third and was stranded there. Another young player for the Blue Jays. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2.
Alex Gonzalez is only 22 years of age.
1-2.
It's a Cito Gaston feeling if they can somehow recover from their bullpen letting them down quite a bit this season, and they just put 3 more pitchers on the DL prior to coming here.
And the split finger missing up high. Well, if you take a look at the Blue Jays and the Yankees team ERA, they're right there with the Yankees. The Yankees 5.29 collectively. The Jays 5.18. They are 11th and 12th in the American League. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Stanley will put the tag on Gonzalez. So finally McDowell is out of the jam. The Jays do put 1 on the board. We played 1.5. They lead it 1-0.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by the new Dodge. See your local Dodge dealer today.
Well, we go to the bottom of the second inning, and the Blue Jays lead it 1-0. Tony Fernandez will get a chance to bat for the first time against David Cone. And the pitch is down low for a ball. Fernandez batting .214, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Fernandez, Stanley, and Bernie Williams, the scheduled 3 here in the second. Well, Tony congratulating a lot of his old friends over on the Blue Jays side. That's in there for a called strike before today's ball game. Visiting with Cito Gaston, Joe Carter, amongst others. Fernandez played many years and played well with the Blue Jays. That slash foul off to the left side.
When you look at the numbers he produced in Toronto, Bobby, and of course 86 was his big year there. He hit .310, played in 63 games. Remember, there was the playoff. 687 at bats that season, and he scored 91 runs and had 213 hits, 33 doubles, 9 triples, 10 homers, and 65 RBIs, and stole 25 bases. Otherwise, he had an off year.
And the Yankees would go for some of that.
Yeah, half of all those numbers, yeah.
Well, Tony has been hurt this year, so he is just now getting back into the swing of things. Been 0 for 4 in Baltimore night before last at breaking up 8-game hitting streak he had going. He batted about .324 on the road trip. Three balls, 2 strikes to Fernandez. Once again, David Cone working 3-2 in the count. That pitch foul back and out of play. What a beautiful evening it is for baseball here at the stadium on a beautiful Friday night. Bobby Mercer along with Paul Olden. You can see this stadium just has a certain appearance to it that really just puts goosebumps on you. When you come to Yankee Stadium and you have a night like this with 2 teams playing like the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Another pitch foul back and out of play.
Sell, Bobby, sell. Come on, sell.
Well, I'm just telling the truth. That's the way I feel about it. Maybe not everybody feels that way, but you know, you look out beyond left center field and you see the monument area out there, the one that separates the 2 bullpens. All the tremendous billboard ads, some young people here. Slash down the left field line, but it curves foul. And a fan saying, I almost had it.
Tomorrow here on Channel 11, we'll have game 2 of the series with Melito Perez and Juan Guzman. I saw something interesting in a magazine today about the Yankee logo. I'll pass it along after this pitch.
Up high, ball 4. So David Cone has walked 3 already in this game.
First, we want to remind you that Toyota presents this date in baseball history, and on this day in 1950, the Yankees and Tigers combined for 11 home runs in a game that was a major league record, including 5 in 1 inning as Detroit won 10-9. This has been Toyota's This Date in Baseball History. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
When Moore tells you to do something, do not hesitate, Paul.
Earlier this year, the Tigers and White Sox hit 12 home runs in a game.
Yankee fans
That's a nice
in abundance tonight here at the stadium. Mike Stanley stepping in. Tony Fernandez on at first base. Stanley batting .279, 6 home runs, 25 ribbies.
There's a men's fashion magazine in Hungary which says that the New York Yankee caps and jackets are the hottest selling sports gear in Hungary, despite the fact, of course, they don't play baseball over there. So it must be that tradition, that little part of Americana that the Hungarians want a piece of by buying that logo in droves.
Well, probably the most famous logo and the most famous name in all the world in a sports franchise is the New York Yankees. That pitch in there for a call strike, 1-1. You can go to some of the darkest places in the world here, and you mention the New York Yankees, they'll know who you're talking about. You mention the New York Mets or the Seattle Mariners, they don't always know who you're talking about. And one of the reasons is because of some of these numbers that you're looking at here. The retired numbers of Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Phil Rizzuto, who will be along here in the 4th inning. Please stay with us till the 4th. The scooter will be here. I promise you, Whitey Ford, Thurman Munson, Elston Howard, and Fernandez getting some big leads at first base. Parrish didn't like it, so he'll chase him back.
One of Lance Parrish's strengths so far this season is his ability to throw out runners. That has been a big plus to get him in the lineup, more so than Randy Noor. Block pitches as well.
It was a beautiful night just a few minutes ago.
Well, I said off the top there was a threat of rain here tonight.
I guess I should have said that, right? It just doesn't look like rain in the skies. But what do I know? Popped him up, shallow right field. Cedeno going back. Coming on is Green, but it's going to be Cedeno. One away here in the 2nd. Well, it's just a little shower to cool everybody off. Just to see how many testing the New Yorkers and how many umbrellas they brought to the game with them tonight. I talked to Mr. G earlier. He said no rain in the forecast. I should say I didn't talk to Mr. G.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I'll get him in trouble.
Yeah. There's Cedeno, who turned the wrong way at first when he went out and then made a correction, but it almost slipped away from him. Hit him right on the palm and almost popped out.
That'll bring up Bernie Williams batting from the left side, the switch hitter. And Bernie is really coming on with the bat. 258, 8 home runs. Lets that fastball go by. Bernie has now added 30 RBIs to his offensive totals. Obviously the hottest hitter in this Yankee lineup at this date.
Worked a lot with Rick Down. Said he might have been pressing a little bit earlier in the season, but the fact that he was in the 9th spot in the order, a couple of times back in the number 1 spot, moved around the lineup, he didn't feel as if the pressure was taken off by being in the number 9 spot. He just started hitting.
In his last 9 games, 14 for his last 36. That's a .389 average with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Fernandez takes off, and Parrish will not glove it. So Tony Fernandez taking 2nd. Bernie will have a chance to tie this game up with a base hit.
So Lance Parrish has Fernandez is on the move, a straight steal. Not looking back to see what was happening with Parrish, who dropped the pitch. So he took himself right out of the potential throw by not handling the pitch very well.
Foul back and out of play, 1-2 to Bernie. On deck is Randy Velarde. Bernie, constantly working with those weights, has really built himself a body.
See Lance Parrish using a glove that was in vogue several years ago, but of course he's been around, with the orange paint around the outside to make a better target, especially at night games for the pitcher. I don't know if that really helps a little bit, but I guess he figures it does, and he's stuck with that glove for many years.
High stop by Parrish, 2-2.
Let's even get a better look at it here if he flashes the glove out to set a target for David Cone on 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Inside and low, ball 3-2. You can see that Parrish, right at the last minute, will put the target in the zone for David. A lot of those catchers, once they give the signs, they'll put that target right where they want it. But you can watch that he holds the glove down, and all of a sudden puts the target up. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3. Throw down to second. They've got Tony Fernandez at third. So a good play, quick play by Gonzalez at shortstop. And a good thinking and a quick play by Lance Parrish. The Yankees are gone. We played 2. Blue Jays lead it 1-0. Well, you see the numbers. Toronto leads it 1-0. Top of the 3rd inning, and Mike Huff leading it off. Split finger missing outside by McDowell. Huff, Molitor, and Carter do up in the 3rd. The Yankees and the Blue Jays with similar records. That's outside, 2-0. The Yankees 21-29. The Blue Jays 20-29. You know, you take a look at this Eastern Division, and it's just kind of like it's floating out there with nothing actually happening. The Red Sox lead the Eastern Division, but you cannot count out this Blue Jay ball club. If they get healthy and Guzman gets healthy, their bullpen turns around, you've got to believe that this Blue Jay ball club is going to be fighting for the pennant, along with the Yankees too. If the Yankees get healthy, they're going to be right there. I don't see the Red Sox being the ball club that's going to run away and hide in this division. Strike 2 to Huff.
I don't think they'll run away and hide, but I think they've already gone through a period now where they've been down a little bit. Roger Clemens is back. You know, Canseco will start hitting sooner or later.
Tapper to the right side, and Velarde will make the play. 1 away.
I think Pat Hinkin is a key man on this starting staff. He has got to pitch much better than he has.
Yeah, he has not pitched well for the Blue Jays. But you take a look at the Red Sox, and they are the most improved ball club in this Eastern Division.
And they have
Von Eshelman has been, just outstanding. That's a big surprise for them.
Yep. Tim Wakefield is another big surprise that they didn't expect to make a contribution.
Valentin now is beginning to hit the long ball. Molitor takes the ball outside. Molly walked back in the 1st.
Tim Naring is just overlooked by everybody. I saw an article today about how he's not getting many all-star votes, but he's having a tremendous year.
McDowell will make the play, and there's 2 down.
I want to remind you fans, the Yankees summer youth camp is back. This year's camp will take place during the week of August 14th through the 18th. Every day from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon right here at Yankee Stadium. The camp is sponsored by Starter, and your child will be instructed by former Yankee players and college coaches. Play games each day. Tour Monument Park in the clubhouse. Receive 4 box seats to a selected 95 home game. Take home a Yankee goodie bag and starter apparel package valued at $100. Camp costs $475, so register early. Participation is limited. can register. Call the Yankees at 718-293-4300. 293-4300.
Carter having a little bit of a chat with Tashida behind home plate, saying, look, that pitch that you're calling a strike is a little bit too low. You need to bring it up a bit. First pitch was a questionable pitch as far as Carter was concerned. Pretty good to me. Hit well into right field, but O'Neill has a beat on it. And the Jays go 1-2-3 here in the third. We've played 2.5. They lead at 1-0.
Our Yankees baseball is brought to you by Acura, who invite you to test drive the exciting new TL Series.
Bottom of the third inning, Randy Velarde leads it off, takes the ball outside. Velarde, a .227 hitter, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. 1-0. The Jays lead it in the third. That'll even the count up at 1-1. Pat Kelly is now taking some soft toss swinging down in Tampa. They expect him. He's progressing quite well now, so they expect him back pretty soon in this Yankee lineup. A little flare out into right field for a base hit. So the Yankees pick up their first base hit of the game, and this leadoff hitter is on. We'll go back up to Polonia.
Also working out today, Scott Kamenicki and Jimmy Key throwing a simulated game, about 20, 30, 40 pitches, and they're going to do it again on Monday down there as they try to progress back. Yankees are trying to put a timetable on them, and it's almost impossible at this point.
Polonia 0 for 1, and the pitch out. Well, Jimmy Key, the report on him was that he threw, and with the pain that he did have today, they say that he said, if that's all there is, and I could pitch with that. So they're talking like they may have Jimmy Key back if everything is going well before the All-Star break. Slash but foul.
Now you hope when he makes that statement that he is being totally candid and not kind of holding back, just wanting to get back here and contribute to the team, because I'm sure he's feeling a little pressure and the desire to get back and try and help the Yankees turn this thing around. You hope he's being honest when he makes that assessment that he can pitch with a little bit of pain that he has.
Take a look at some of the nobody beats the Wiz scoreboard. Boston, Baltimore all tied up in Baltimore in the third, and Polonia chasing a pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Where did the Tigers come from? You take a look at the standings. The Tigers 6 games back of the Red Sox. Are the Tigers better than the Yankees or Toronto? Cleveland, Chicago, no score. Good pitching matchup there. Fought off and fouled back and out of play. Yeah, how about Kenny Rogers facing Stewart in Texas tonight? Kenny Rogers, the old gunslinger they thought he was going to be, finally coming around. Left side, Sprague. Down to second for 1, back to first, not in time, and Velarde got a piece of Cedeno, and he may be hurt. Velarde went in hard at second, and Cedeno is holding, looks like his right ankle or his right shin.
So remember, they don't have Alomar tonight because he's on suspension, so Cedeno was penciled into the lineup for this evening. As we take another look and can get a close examination as to where he was hit, and he got spiked right there in the right shin area, the lower right shin.
Normally, when a player goes in like that, he doesn't go in with a spike turn directly, but maybe to hook him with his foot. It looked like he caught him flush. I don't think Randy did that intentionally. It just got caught in between. And Cedeno, I think he's going to be all right. He's young.
And maybe.
And with the spikes that they have today, most of them are rubber spikes.
I was going to say, maybe he's not even wearing steel spikes, those circular rubber.
He's all right.
Well, Velarde knows how he feels. He's been taking his share of scrapes on the shin and knee and foot as an infielder.
Well, you know, if it's intentional, that's one thing. I don't think that was an intentional play. He was just going hard in the second. Wade Boggs stepping in. Another pitch out by the Blue Jays. They must think something is on. Polonia is on first. Blue Jays lead at 1-0, and Boggs 0 for 1. Looking down at third base coach Willie Randolph.
You know what, Bobby? I've seen more pitch outs tonight than I've seen all season long. You don't see the pitch out. At least this season, the Yankees nor the opposition have called for a pitch out very much. Such a guessing game with a pitch out anyway. And first game of the series.
Unless you know the signs.
Yeah, unless you know the signs. And
obviously they don't know the signs right now.
Not yet.
They've pitched down. They're 0-3 in the pitch out category. It's 2 balls, no strikes. You can see Willie down at third flashing his signs. If you watched everybody, all the coaches and all the people that are giving signs during an inning or during an at-bat or during a pitch, it would just drive you nuts. Got more people flashing signs. Now it's 3-0 to Boggs. They do it after every pitch. Showalter will go and flash signs, and somebody else on the Yankee bench will be flashing signs, and Willie Randolph flashes a few signs.
Catcher flashes his own set of signs.
Outside, ball 4. So David Cone has walked his 4th man in this game. Yankees now have runners at first and second, and Leon James will be the batter.
Well, he had a 4-walk performance 2 starts ago against Kansas City, but he went 9 innings, no decision in that game. He walked just 1 the last time out when he had that near no-hitter.
Leon James with a chance to tie this game up. That pitch in for a called strike.
Of course, David Cone and Paul Molitor, 2 of the more visible players during the baseball strike. Donald Fehr, the head of the Players Union, is here tonight visiting both sides.
High fly ball, shallow center field. Gonzalez will make the play. Well, of course, David Cone was very active in the labor negotiations during the strike. Leon James not happy with that swing that he put on that fly ball. So with 2 away, Paul O'Neill will step in.
Well, Fehr was saying he was getting a lot of calls today from writers around the country and television and radio people as well, in connection with the problem that the NBA Players Union is going through, with a lot of the prominent players saying, we don't know what's going on. But you can't say that about the Major League Baseball Players Union. I mean, of all the unions, the baseball players knew exactly what was going on because they were right there in the negotiations.
They may know what is going on, but do they understand it? Slice down the left field line. It could be trouble. It's in there. And it bounces into the stands for a ground rule double. That is bad news for the Yankees, because if that ball continues down the left field line, Boggs will score. But O'Neill ties the game up with a double. And RBI number 26 for him. Boggs stops at third.
Now the Yankees wondering when are the breaks going to start going our way, and as the third base umpire John Shulock is discussing matters with Joe Carter. I don't know if Joe was arguing that the fan reached over to get the ball. I don't think so. It looked as though it bounced and spun right to him. And yeah, well, close.
Now that was in the stands.
It did look like he leaned out a little bit. Take another look. It looks as though the fan on the left of the blue shirt leans out, and I think it was going to go into the stands with his trajectory.
Ball 1 to Mattingly. So David Cone and all the walks that he has produced tonight has hurt him in this inning so far. And strike 1 to Mattingly, 1-1. Blue Jays won, the Yankees won here in the third.
It's the type of situation that your $5 million pitchers are paid to get out of. I mean, you don't have your best stuff tonight. But in this big situation, he has to make some key pitches to Mattingly.
Well, what about your $4 million hitter? Strike 2, 1 and 2. You got your $5 million pitcher. You got your $4 million or $5 million hitter. Well, you could make a case for both of them, right?
Yeah. But the pitcher is getting more in this case, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's getting more money than Mattingly.
Like Don Mattingly, they were talking to in the stands. Foul backing out of play.
Oh, I don't know if they thought that the fan leaned over. I don't think he did. I thought the ball came to him fairly and squarely, and there shouldn't be any problem in terms of him being ejected. But I guess there is some question.
We got the replay. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the third. Hit well, but foul. Mattingly got way out in front on that one. One thing the Yankees are not doing, and that's hitting in key situations. And this would be a very key situation for the Yanks with 2 outs here in the third. They got the right man up, 2 men on. And the pitch is down low for a ball, 2-2.
Now they keep track of that, of course, and Mattingly is hitting just 182 in situations with runners in scoring position this year.
Outside, ball 3, 3-2. So David Cone has worked the count once again to 3-2. Tony Fernandez on deck. Slash, but Sprague is there to make the play. Mattingly hit it on the line to the opposite field, and Ed Sprague made a spectacular play to take at least 2 more runs away from the Yankees. We've played 3, and we're all tied at 1. Well, we're back at the stadium, top of the 4th inning, and one of our favorite people has joined us, Scooter Phil Rizzuto, to bring you the play-by-play. Scooter?
Thank you, Mr. Mercer. This is a little unusual, you know.
It is.
For me. Had to hit a lot of traffic on the bridge, some rain, and I was delayed. Mr. Moore was kind enough. Check swing foul back. 0-2 the count. Oh, well,
this is not a tape recording. This really is the Scooter.
Oh, no. Poor Mattingly's been robbed out of 2 hits since I've been here.
Started raining just as I said it was a beautiful night here at the stadium.
It's raining now?
It started raining. What was it, a couple of innings ago, I guess it was.
You are a jinx, Mercer.
What do you mean I'm a jinx?
I've said that many times.
You mean in the weather department?
In the weather department. No, not on other things. Olerud not having one of his great years like he had the last couple of years. Oh, that's right. When Mattingly sees you in the clubhouse, he runs the other way, doesn't he?
Sure, he's trying to blame it on me now. I went over and shook hands with him tonight. Said, I'm here to bring you some luck.
Nice play by Velarde. Oh, that was very gracefully done. I mean, that kid can play any place and not look bad.
It's what you call a soft liner. Pitch hung up into the strike zone, and Olerud hit it on the end of the bat a bit. But Velarde, you're right, he plays many positions, and he is so valuable to a ball club.
You wait till I get my eyes operated on, Mercer.
Can you imagine if the Yankees didn't have Velarde this year with all the injuries, and they almost didn't have him. They only picked him up right at the last minute.
Well, he would, you know, he couldn't get picked up by anybody. Finally, the Yankees, he only lost about $1,200,000 in salary.
It would put a hurt.
Yep. High fly ball, and O'Neill can't get it. So Sprague hits a little Texas leaguer in shallow right field.
Now, what were you talking about, your eyes?
Well, they've come up with a new operation.
Yeah.
Where it takes about 15 minutes.
You're talking about the laser?
The laser.
Well, they've been doing that for quite some time.
They have?
Yeah. Don't laugh. I'm not kidding you. Really. They've been doing
how
it for
come
about
I just heard about it now?
5 years. At least 5 years.
Well, anyway, I'm the prime candidate for that.
Are you really?
Yeah, well, I don't have, you know, cataracts or anything, but
they can improve your vision,
they can improve
right?
By
doing something in there.
They slice things off. It's like
with
the window shade on that laser. You know. My mic had gone away. I think Moore wants me to shut up or something. Cut me off. Okay. But then I'll be able to see the balls as they're going over the fence, and more importantly, the golf ball. You know, when I filled in for Mantle at Yogi's tournament the other day, I was hitting great shots, but I could never see him.
How far was it?
And 165 yards. After 100 yards, which is 300 feet, I'd go blank.
Well, see, I have the same problem because I can't, after 150 yards, I can't see the ball either.
Yeah, but
so I'm up to 150.
I wish I were. Could see 150. I'd see here that that's 450 feet. Deep to center field, but room for Bernie Williams. Tagging up at first and starting to second and going. Good throw by Bernie. Good. Oh, wait a minute. I got this young. Whoop.
Bernie with good speed in the outfield, and he shows Sprague at first base that he's got a pretty good arm too.
He does that. I just want to talk quickly about this young kid, Jason Soheda from Linden, New Jersey. Plays for the Little League for the Linden PAL. His team is MOD, and I don't know what that means, but they're in first place. High foul out of play. He's 13 years old, a little bit under the weather, but he's doing real good, and he loves the Yankees. He's going to come by my house tomorrow. I'm going to show him, you know, pictures and things and World Series bats. And
you have a little shrine there in your house?
No, I don't. No shrine.
Huh?
No, no shrine.
Do you have a what they call a souvenir room?
Oh yes. Trophy room, I call it, instead of souvenir room.
Is it kind of like a shrine?
No, it's not a shrine.
Not?
But nobody's allowed in the room except me. I could make it like a shrine, right?
Is there like a Buddha or anything like that in there?
There's no Buddha.
No?
1-1 to score here in the fourth inning. And foul back out of play.
Do you burn incense in there?
No, I don't. You know Brandon
Do
Steiner?
you wear a robe when you go in?
Yes, that I do.
How about silk pajamas?
Yes. Oh, man, I love it.
Pink or blue?
I slip off the chair every once in a while. Blue. Blue is my... What do you mean pink or blue? I remember when you and Seba came to visit me, and I had my nice stop that time by Stanley.
All I could tell you was it was shocking.
I
When
love
we peered, we actually were window peeping.
Oh, yeah?
On you.
What's this good play by Stanley, but I love the feeling of silk. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. In the top of the fourth. And low outside, 3-2. Oh, I started to say, you know Brandon Steiner.
Sure, yes, I do.
Brandon. Yeah, well, it's his birthday today.
You got to be kidding.
No, he was downstairs with his little son. His little son is named Crosby, 4 years old. And they're having a big birthday party at his house tomorrow, but unfortunately we have a day game.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Brandon. And good, Moore is right. Because Brandon gets a cut on everything that I do. So he gets a cut for his birthday now.
You mean he's your agent?
Yes.
I see. Booking agent.
Yeah. Ball 4, he lost him.
Well, here's the pitching comparison brought to you by AT&T. David Cone. Pretty good win-loss record there, and an ERA. 1994 Cy Young. 1993 Cy Young Award winner, Jack McDowell. Good pitching matchup. I thought the game would be a little bit quicker tonight. These guys have walked more guys than they normally do all year long in one game. You can see the rain is still coming down a little bit. And I don't know what it is, but they are taking a pot shot at Nick Leyva at third base. That's twice he's had to move out of the way down there.
That's the umpire?
No, that's the third base coach.
Oh, the third base coach.
Shida is the umpire behind home plate.
Oh, it is raining. I thought you were kidding me. Just missed hitting him.
Well, I don't know. Do you call that rain? It's just like a little sprinkle. Really rain.
Shower, yeah.
Nothing to, there's not even an umbrella up.
No, but you can
the
see
people
it.
are enjoying it here at Yankee Stadium. But what I meant was, you know, David Cone and Jack McDowell, they always like to work very quick out on the mound. They've been behind in the count a lot more than you would normally see these two pitchers, especially David Cone. He has walked 4 in this game already, gone to 3 and 2 on many Yankee batters.
He must be like the pitchers that, like Melito Perez, who has trouble in the early innings. He's so strong and his ball moves so much.
Well, a big swing and a miss by Cedeno, who struck out back in the second inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, look at that, David. He's got his own. How do you like that, huh? His own box he carries with him. He did swing. And Stanley, take your time. He throw it. They got him. All right. Big strikeout. Nothing across. At the end of 3.5 innings, the Blue Jays won and the Yankees won.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by Beck's Beer, the #1 imported German beer. Hey kids, any day now, school's out. I think school's already out.
Yes.
And the Yanks want to celebrate with you. On Monday, the Yankees take on the Tigers at 7:30, and the first 5,000 kids 14 and under, and we'll be checking your ID. In attendance will take home a Yankee baseball bat.
They won't be checking his ID.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be checking IDs.
All right.
Anyway, that's an afternoon game at 1 o'clock. I want to tell you that the Yankee Bat Day. See, who is that sponsored by? We're also going to have a Yankee Water Bottle Day. Yankee Water Bottle Day.
Yeah, no, they're great.
It compliments Modell Sporting Goods and Bike Athletic.
And Fernandez tried that tricky bunt.
That was almost a bunt home run.
Well, that's Crissetti used to have that play, but he bunted it, didn't get line drive. You hit a line drive over the third baseman's head, you got a double.
You know, you can do that on artificial turf.
Yeah, you can, much easier. You're right. Tony walked his first time up at a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. Low outside. Waiting for Mike Stolacci to get here with some of his children.
Who?
Mike Stolacci. He's a lawyer, an excellent golfer, by the way.
Oh.
Excellent. I'd like to have you play with him sometime.
A lawyer that's a good golfer?
Yep.
I guess he hasn't been spending a whole lot of time in the courtroom then, huh?
Oh, he's got a beautiful setup.
Is that right?
Down in Florida, new golf course.
Where's he play in Florida?
It's a brand new golf course, and I've been out there with him, but I didn't have a chance to play. But his office overlooks in West Palm Beach, right off of that. What's that street where they got all the beautiful shops and
US 1?
No, no, not US 1. It's right in West Palm Beach. It's where all the rich people go to
Rodeo
shop.
Drive?
No, that's in Los.
Donald Trump Avenue?
All right, here we go. We'll forget that. Because this is a big game, and Toronto has been losing to everybody, and I hope it continues. Just saw Tommy Hutton over there during the game with... Mike Stanley fly to right field his first time up. Ball one. I tell you, in Baltimore, they could have won all 3 games. There's Tommy with the glasses on. And
of course, Tommy and I worked the first year, with MSG here.
MSG, that's
and they
right.
fired us.
They did not.
They did too. What is it when they say they don't?
The services are no
we
longer...
coming back next year? What do they call that? Truth hurts.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, he does a great job. He also works for ESPN a little bit.
Yeah, he is good. He is.
How about those Tigers? They are leading the Brewers.
Yeah,
and Baltimore is now leading Boston.
Woohoo! That's a good one. But the Tigers, remember, they got off to an awful start, and everybody thought Sparky Anderson was going to have a miserable year. Even he thought so at the beginning.
Well, he said he was.
Yep, and now
they're in second place with a 25-28 record, 3 games under 500. Only 1 team in the American League East playing 500 baseball, that being the Red Sox.
Yep.
They have a 6-game lead over the Tigers.
He walked him, curved him on 3-1. That's what they think of Stanley.
Well, while Mike Stanley trots down to first base, here's tonight's Just for Men hair coloring trivia question. There have been 8 major league players who have won 3 most valuable player awards. How many of them can you name?
All right, the batter now, Bernie Williams, who struck out his first time up. 1 man out. And Mike Stanley at first. 8 homers and 30 RBIs for Bernie. Foul back. He hit that 1 dry spell, or he'd have been way up there. Man, he had trouble getting a hit about 25 or 30 times at bat.
You know, every hitter goes through not only 1 little dry spell or slump during a season, but maybe 2, 3, 4 times they'll go through that. Just that the hitters that normally hit 300 and the great hitters, they don't stay in that dry spell for too long.
That's right. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees need a winning streak. They got to win like 5 or 6 in a row. And the way the other clubs are going now, they'll pick up a lot of ground. The Red Sox, it's unbelievable how they're playing. They were picked for last, just like the California Angels, and California was leading their division. Low inside, and holy cow, did he fool somebody?
That's a missed sign, I think.
It had to be. Stanley did not steal a base, but
that was a straight steal by Mike Stanley, and pitched way inside. It may have been that Bertie couldn't swing at it in the first place, but it sure looked like a hit and run to me.
He was digging all the way. He didn't even look to see if the ball was hit.
Yeah, he did look back.
He did?
He looked back after about 3 steps.
You got to be kidding.
Yes.
I can't wait to get that eye operation. I missed that. Two balls, 1 strike. Base hit to right field. Now let's see Stanley. They're waving him in. It's going to be close. Oh, he cut it off. Holy cow. Whoa. Olerud pulled a rock there. He didn't realize who was running. I mean, Stanley seemed have the umpire jump on his back between short and third base there. He really slowed down.
Well, the Yankees can say thank you to John Olerud.
Oh, boy. That was a good throw, too, coming in.
So Bernie delivering once again. And the youngster, Sean Green, in right field with a pretty good arm. He got on it very quickly. But Olerud cut it off. It was going to be close. You can see Stanley.
Look at Stanley
He's
digging.
coming on. The throw was a little bit off to the side.
But
I think it would have been close, though.
yeah, Parrish was, he was ready to block the plate. And Cohen a little upset. The Yankees now lead at 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. And Randy Velarde will be the batter. Pitch out. He was not going.
I think that's 5 pitch outs tonight by the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, Cohen's a little upset now. A lot of pitchers, when they get this way and they get upset over a play that they thought should have been made, it bothers their pitching. But with the stuff he's got, it shouldn't. So Bernie's been practicing a little bit about taking a lead, and ooh, that was a off-speed pitch that just floated in there.
Yeah, if you want to hit and run against David Cone, he's a good pitcher to hit and run with because he's always around that strike zone. And most of his pitches are what you call hard stuff. The hard breaking ball, the fastball. He's either running the fastball or four-seamer fastball.
All right. He's going, and a swing and a fly ball down the right field line. And he got it. Wait a minute. He said, did he catch it?
Yeah, I guess he caught it. I couldn't see the umpire, who is
foul
run
ball
down the right field line. That's Doug Ford. And I guess it was a foul ball. Maybe the fan.
He took it away from the fan or something.
Something happened like that. Maybe it bounced off the fan's hand into his glove. We couldn't see.
Oh, it hit the wall. What? That umpire was on the ball.
Look at that.
Holy
Did
cow.
he press the ball against the wall and his glove? I don't know.
The ball
Cito gassed it.
The ball hit
Did
the
it hit the
wall
wall
first?
Now, I couldn't see that. It just looked like it hit the glove, and then he pressed up against the wall.
Now this time, Mercer, my eyes were better than yours. I watched that
what it
very
looked like
carefully.
to me, but you could be right. I'm not going
But
to
he didn't
dispute
argue,
it.
you know.
You know, he didn't argue, but he's young. He's a rookie. And Cito Gaston will argue for him. So
if we see that again, look closely.
Okay.
Now watch
Now,
the
there it
ball
is.
hit the wall first. No, we didn't see the ball at all that time.
Yeah, we saw the ball. It was just a blur coming down, and I think that's what Doug Ford thought too, that maybe the ball either popped out and he squeezed it against the wall so he could keep it in his glove, or the ball hit the wall first.
Okay.
I think probably both of us could be right.
You're very diplomatic, Mercer. I thank you very much. Sean Green out in the outfield. Just a youngster, as Mercer told you. So a life for Velarde. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quick throw over. Going to get one more look. Not right now. Yep, right now.
See, the glove is...
No, yeah, but... Base hit! And Bernie was running again. He'll go to third easily. So the Yankees got something going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Velarde getting a life on that fly ball to right field. The umpire said...
That was not a good pitch by David Cone. He had Velarde 1 and 2 in the count. It was not a hit and run, obviously. Bernie just was straight stealing on this pitch. And that's a breaking ball, just a flat breaking ball that was rolling. You can see that David Cone, and that's a great picture right there. You can see how he gets underneath that pitch and not on top of it, and how it just kind of floats in the strike zone. just spinning in the strike zone, not really breaking.
Yeah, those sidearm curveballs get you in trouble. They hang right there. All right, first and third now with one out. And little Louis the batter. Boy, that ball slipped right out of his hand. Ball one.
I don't know if it's getting slippery or not out on the mound. Maybe getting a little bit sticky. But I don't see any raindrops, and maybe it has stopped. I don't know. Very light, if any.
Let's see how deep. Yeah, that should get the run home. Bernie Williams can fly. He makes the catch. The throw to the plate. And going to second base. Good heads-up play by Velarde. He missed the cutoff man. Well, the Yankees pick up a run with a couple of breaks in the inning.
Well, a good piece of base running by Randy Velarde.
Yep.
As Bernie Williams gets a bunch of high fives. The Yankees take a 3-1 lead. He did exactly what he is supposed to do. The center fielder calling off the right fielder. He had a better angle at it, but look how high it is. It's over the cutoff man's head. Velarde saw that. He just went on into second base. He went down about halfway, and then when he saw the ball going over the, you could see him over the cutoff man's head, he just went on into second. Gives another man a chance to score.
All right, Wade Boggs now. He's a little overdue.
Gooder, you're doing a good job. You got the Yankees 2 runs here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, but I got them a lot of runs down in Baltimore too. Remember those 3 innings?
Yeah.
About 10, and they still lost the game. 2 balls, no strikes.
Wasn't quite 10, but
no. Well, it felt like
7.
Oh, that's right. So I got him 6 anyway.
Not only have good eyes, I got a great memory too.
Inside, 3-0. Now give him the green light. Here's a guy who can zone a pitch, right?
Yes, he can. Of course, Boggs has been struggling. Deion James on deck. When you're struggling, you almost want to take a 3-0 pitch.
Ooh, that was right in there, yeah. I know what you mean, because you figure, well, maybe I'll swing at a bad pitch, and then they lay it right over the heart of the plate every time. Boggs has been hitting a lot of lazy fly balls lately instead of those bullet line drives he usually hits. Ball 4.
Well, that's the 6th walk given up by David Cone in this ball game. That's the most that he has given up all year long in the inning start. He gave up 4 against the Kansas City Royals back on the 11th of June. He went 9 innings in that ball game.
And this is only the 4th inning, and he's given up 6.
Given up 6 walks. That's his 6th walk.
All right, with 2 out, Boggs at first, Velarde down at second. Deion James now, who walked and popped to short.
Nobody warming up for the Blue Jays. Of course, Cone, he has gone 9 innings in each of his last 2 starts. Uh-oh.
Ripped that one deep to right center. But he's going to get it. It hung up there a little bit. Oh, usually out there they really fly. But the Yankees pick up 2 runs, and at the end of 4, the Yankees 3, the Blue Jays 1.
Well, now for another edition of Forgotten Heroes. Al Downing was a 20-year-old rookie when he made his Yankee debut back in 1961. Then over the next 9 seasons, he developed into a true power pitcher, leading the Yankees in strikeouts 4 times and leading the American League in strikeouts in 1964. Downing played on 2 pennant winners with New York and was an all-star back in 1967. He finished his Yankee career with 72-57 record and went on to play for the Oakland A's, Brewers, and Dodgers before retiring. He is also remembered as the pitcher who gave up the Hank Aaron 715th home run.
While we were talking about Downing, the bunt was laid down. It had a lot of backspin on it. And McDowell picked it up, threw like a forkball to first base, pulled Mattingly off the bag, so it goes as a base hit.
Well, this kid, Gonzalez, he has 2 infield hits And McDowell has failed to throw him out twice. Al Downing, he could go to sleep on command anytime you ask him.
Yeah, he had kind of a...
With a sleeping disorder?
It was a sleeping disorder, and they finally straightened him out because you're right. He could go to sleep standing up.
Right.
All right, Mike Huff 0 for 2 tonight. And that could well get the lead man anyway, and they get him just... Oh, man. Woo! Nice play by Velotti, I tell you there. Fernandez gave him a bad throw and kind of a late throw, and they were lucky to get him at second base.
Well, Gonzalez runs pretty good.
Yeah.
So does Mike Huff, and it was an off-balance throw. Well, that's all Tony Fernandez throws is off-balance throws. But you can see Velarde reaching out, but keeping, more importantly, that foot on the bag.
That was unlucky. That's a great shot. The great camera shot. Boy. Man, that's a great play by Velarde. I mean, he was stretched full length out there. So that's a big out. One man out. And Paul Molitor oh for 1, ground out and a walk. Boy, he holds that bat still, doesn't he? The pitch is right.
He's like a cobra.
Oh, yeah,
he is
does.
so still.
Yeah.
Does he have Hall of Fame numbers, Scooter?
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
Came into this season batting .307. His major league batting average.
How many years?
196 home runs, 976 RBIs.
Oh. Ooh, that ball bounced off the wall out to short left field. 2 balls and a strike.
Started in 1978. This is 1995.
17 years, huh?
He had a 39-game hitting streak at one time.
Wow. No, he's really, I mean, and he's played several different positions. (3-1) Yankees lead here in the 5th. 1 man out.
So you're voting for the Hall of Fame?
Oh, yes. Pretty good lead over there by Huff. Oh, man, did that ball break. Took a little off. It looked like the split finger really worked that time for McDowell. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, Molitor with Toronto, as we take a look at this split finger, they just fall. The bottom falls right out of it. This is his 3rd year with Toronto, and he has a .336 average with the Blue Jays.
Ooh. Well, he's been
36 home runs.
A little high, 3-2. So we'll see Huff probably take off.
You know, the one thing I like about Molitor, other than the fact that he's a great hitter, but he has a lot of smarts when he plays baseball,
yes.
especially on the base pass. I don't think I've ever seen anybody run the bases as well as Paul Molitor runs the bases, and as smart as he runs the bases.
No,
he knows when to take that extra base. He knows when to force the throw. He knows when to steal. He's got lots of speed.
No, he can do it all.
He can beat you in many ways.
Runner doesn't go, and it's fouled back. So
he's a gamer too. He comes to play.
And he wants to win, which is what all outstanding ball players want to do. Shouldn't only be outstanding ball players. Everybody should want to win. Runner doesn't go, and it's fouled on the right side out of play.
He just holds that bat, and then all of a sudden he just strikes.
Yep. So I'm surprised they don't have Huff running with one out.
Very few guys can just stand in the batter's box and stand completely still. I mean, they got to be moving around for timing or whatever they use it, swinging the bat up and down, whatever they do to time the pitcher or time themselves or to relax themselves.
He walked him, so that's patience paid off there.
The other thing about Molitor too, he's got a great eye. Take a look at the last pitch And how still he keeps that bat.
Oh, boy. That is bat control. One of the other men, only other men that I know, there must be some, but Joe DiMaggio used to get the bat back, never moving. But he had the wide stance. He just stepped maybe an inch and a half. First and second, one out. Carter, fly ball, got it off the end of the bat. He just missed a home run his first time up, and he was very upset. And there again, he missed it. He keeps the bat still too, Carter?
Well, no, he doesn't keep the bat like Molitor does. Joe's got one of those short, quick, compact swings and generates a lot of bat head speed. He was just a little bit too quick on that one. The ball was kind of up in the strike zone, and he caught it off the end of the bat. He knew it as soon as he hit it that he didn't get all of it. I mean, but that's just, when you talk about baseball being a matter of inches, that is a matter of just a fraction of an inch from that ball being hit out of the ballpark.
Strike one, Olerud. He's 0 for 2.
You know, he's talking it over with Devon White.
What's wrong with Devon?
Well, he's hurt. He's got a hamstring pull.
And Alomar's suspended?
Alomar's suspended for tonight's ball game.
Boy, that's two guys the Yankees are happy they don't have to see out there.
It makes a big difference when you don't have Alomar and White in the lineup.
Look at these.
And some other transactions, Mike Timlin and Darren Hall and Dwayne Ward on the 15-day disabled list. They were placed on the DL yesterday.
Oh.
They called up some youngsters, Jordan and Crabtree and Martinez.
He laid off. He did not swing. Stanley wanted him third base umpire, and he said no, he didn't.
Shulock down at third.
Yeah, good eye by Shulock. He stopped the swing.
Still shaking his head. No, he did not. Shulock's he lost some weight, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Foul back out of play, 2 and 2.
American League umpires are starting to thin down a little bit, aren't they? Get into shape.
It's good to see that.
Get that summertime body.
Yep. Well, they didn't have any spring training either. They started from scratch just about. Little difference in the fit of the jacket there. Whoa.
Wow.
Boy, that was close. Now it's 2 and 2.
One of the problems that McDowell has had all year long is the fact that he has been unable to spot that fastball. He normally has better control of his fastball when he tries to stick it in there. He's got the 2 speeds of the split fingered, but he has to rely on his fastball too.
That was a split finger in the dirt, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. The runners will be going. Hidden away, Molitor and Huff. He walked. The bases are loaded.
And the hot hitter on this ball club coming to the plate.
It's Sprague. He did a job on the Yankees up Toronto. He was hit by a pitch and singled, batting .320.
For a walk given up by McDowell tonight. So 9 walks in the ball game by David Cone and Jack McDowell.
All right, bases loaded. Yankees leading 3-1. All 1. McDowell's been able to pitch out of a few other jams. He needs one now. Career versus Toronto. Yeah, that's right. He's never had good luck against him. He's doing all right tonight with a little luck. If he gets out of this inning, he'll be very fortunate. Top of the 5th. 2 out, bases loaded. Oh, he thought that was a strike. Oh, it looked like a strike, I'll tell you that. He was tailing in.
Pretty close, though.
Yep.
If the umpire was going to not miss a pitch, you would think the way they sit inside that would be the pitch that they wouldn't miss. Could have a better angle on that one.
All right, he got away with it off the end of the bat. McNeil started back. O'Neill started back, comes in, makes the catch. And the Yankees get out of it, leave the bases loaded. At the end of 4.5, Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays 1.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by the new Sunoco MasterCard that can earn you free Sunoco gasoline, and there's no annual fee. Call 1-800-4-SUNOCO to apply.
All right, we're ready for the bottom of the 5th. And O'Neill will lead it off. He came up with a big base hit tonight, driving a run, 1 for 1.
Detroit leading Milwaukee 5-1, and Baltimore over Boston 6-2 so far.
2-0. We had a good laugh in between innings there, but after this batter, we're going to show you something. We're going to show you John Moore's barber, who is here tonight. Low, 3-0. Syracuse loves the Yankees and the scooter. How do you like that?
Wow, where's that at? Makes you a nice sign, and you leave him tickets way out there. Nice going.
I didn't know they had the sign with them tonight.
Somebody make me a sign. I'd give them a much better seat.
I would have too if they'd have told me that. Ooh, good pitch to hit. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, I think that you should have a right to pay somebody to make signs for you and just walk around the stadium.
No.
Huh?
You have a right to do it, but
you know, like United Airlines, you give up 500,000 miles, you can have your name put on the plane.
That's right. Okay.
Our Models.
A fly ball to shallow left field, and nice running play.
That's the third baseman.
That's a third baseman. That was a good play.
Well, he had the shift on O'Neill.
This way, he went a long ways to get this.
Well, it was either Sprague or Carter, and Carter wasn't going to make it.
Look at the rain coming down now.
Wow. Bullpen guys have finally moved underneath the shelter.
All right, here's Mattingly. That's high, ball 1.
They are strange people out there in the bullpen. I mean, they have their own little things that they do.
Yeah. Well, they got to do a lot of things to keep busy out there at the Joe Bananas.
It is a lonely and thankless job,
sure
isn't it, really, until you're called into the game.
Oh, he went after a bad pitch. He has had some bad swings.
Donnie's moving all over the place.
Yep. 2 men out.
Watch Donnie move way down and come right up. He's trying to lock himself into a batting position. See how he went way down? Now he comes way up.
Boy, that was away from him.
If you're going to go down like that, you've got to stay down and drive through the ball. You can't come up. Once you go down, you can't come up. When you come up, your hands come up, your head comes up, everything comes up. You can't drive the ball at all.
Right. That was a bad haircut, Matty. Good thing you put that hat on quickly. Where's that barber we saw walking through the stands? All right, we'll get him next inning. Tony Fernandez, 0 for 1. Walked and grounded out. Yanks lead it 3-1 here in the 5th. Foul back out of play. Happy 27th birthday to Alicia Davitt of Union, New Jersey. And her sister Andrea is the art director of Rodale Press in the town in Pennsylvania called Emmaus. Like one of those foul back out of play.
Emmaus.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
It's in that section where they ride in covered wagons and the beards and what?
Oh, the Amish?
The Amish people, right?
Oh, in Pennsylvania.
Very good.
Sure.
Yes, in Pennsylvania. Yep.
I knew it was either there or in South Texas.
They got them in South Texas?
Well, covered wagons and...
Oh, covered wagons. Yeah, but the Amish people.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Ground ball. And he's going to... Whoa, good throw from Kneeling. How do you like that? Fine play by Cedeno. At the end of 5 full innings, Yankees 3 and Blue Jays 1. All right, the Yankees leading 3-1. We're in the top of the 6th, and we have just had these tremendous sandwiches. Beautiful pitch for a strike from Joseph's Delicatessen and Specialty Shop down in Spring Lake, New Jersey. I mean, he has got the best sandwiches in Spring Lake, and that's what I miss about not being down there anymore. Breaking ball just misses. 1-1. The play that ended last inning was an outstanding play by Cedeno, and going to give you a chance to see it again. Way out in front. He took enough off. We're going to get a look at it now, Mercer.
Well, the fact that it's been raining a little bit, it's slick out there, and he falls down. But watch the arm strength that he gets as he's throwing off balance. Wasn't even close.
And Olerud
off the bag a bit.
And got his foot back in time.
That's because the young man gave him a quick release and gave him time to make some foot arrangements.
I tell you, these sandwiches are really delicious. Joe, we thank you very much. Popped it up, but foul. It'll be out of play. Oh, how about this, Mercer? Happy birthday to Dulio Costabile, our beloved cameraman, who is not here but on vacation. 72 years old today.
Dulio 72.
Dulio,
I don't believe it.
What, he looks
really?
He looks about 80, but he's 72 years old. You know, it's very quiet here tonight. I knew there was something. Line to left field, in for a base hit, and that's going to be extra bases.
Well, Sean Green, Scooter, he has tested both lines tonight. He's got a double down the right field line. He drove in the first run for the Blue Jays in the second inning. This time he goes the opposite way. Good piece of hitting right there. That was a good pitch by McDowell. And you can see the rain lightly falling here at Yankee Stadium, but the Blue Jays with a runner down at second base.
And nobody out.
Nobody.
Wow. I heard you talking about, I got here a little late tonight because of the rain and traffic, but he laid down a beautiful bunt, I've heard you.
Beautiful bunt. Back in the first inning when he sacrificed the runner from second to third with nobody out. Of course, Parrish, you know, you think back at Lance Parrish in the beginning of his career when he was playing for the Tiger, and how.
And Louis makes the catch. I thought he was having trouble locating that ball. It was like a knuckleball line drive out there, and it looked like Louis was having a little trouble, but he made the play.
Well, it was hit hard, and it got out very quickly. And Louis put the windshield wipers on and took off after it. No, I was talking about Parrish in Detroit.
Yes.
And how dangerous he was as a hitter in the Tiger Stadium.
Boy, he was really foul back.
But how the pitchers loved to pitch to Lance Parrish. He would take control of the game.
He was
called
great
a good
behind
game.
there.
They had a lot of confidence in him.
Reminds me of Jim Hegan. Kind of built the same and really handled the game. Had the great arm. Struck out a lot, but boy, when he made contact. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside 2-1. He's just missing that pitch to the inside corner. Bouncer at his slowest second base. Tough hop.
Wow.
Oh man, when you let a ball player like that, usually you boot it. but Velarde made the play, and there are 2 men out.
Caught it on the short hop, didn't
Yep.
he? And he stopped to let it short hop him. Normally,
right.
when you start in like that, you just keep coming in.
Tell you, all that ball had to do was scoot a little bit.
under.
Yeah. By the
That's
way,
a lousy feeling when you're on the infield too, and you know
terrible.
you're going to get caught in between, and there's no
Yeah.
place to go. But once you start in, it's like the outfield. Once you start coming in, you just got to keep coming in, no matter
Yep.
whether you catch it on the in-between hop or not.
Ooh, nice play by Stanley to save a wild pitch.
You know, Michael Cooney is really doing a great job, isn't
Oh, he is. He's like he was made for this job.
he? Yeah.
In control of the booth up here.
I think it's the leadership that John Moore's been
Oh,
giving.
yeah. Well, it's the Irish. That's right. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 out. Runner at third.
Who said that?
John
Who said
Moore
that's
said.
a matter of opinion.
Outside. 3 balls, no strikes. By the way, happy wedding anniversary. What number is that? More for Jimmy Hunter and Connie Hunter. Jimmy, who used to be our AD here, did the same job that Michael is doing now. And they've been married a long, long time. Oh, 3-0. He went after the pitch and popped it up. Velarde under it and makes the catch, and they get out of another jam. So now at the end of 5.5 innings, it's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays 1.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by Hyundai, cars that make sense. All right, here's tonight's Just for Men hair coloring trivia question. There have been 8 major league players who have won 3 most valuable player awards. How many of them can you name? And here we go.
Yogi Berra.
Well, you name one.
Roy
And
Campanella.
there are the other ones.
I knew all the other
you
ones.
were
That's right.
looking
I
at
knew
the
everyone.
monitor.
I'm not going to look now.
All right, don't look and tell me who they are. Go ahead.
No. Read them. You read them.
You know what? I was talking to Mike Schmidt,
Yeah.
and he said he was listening to our broadcast the other night in Baltimore,
Yeah.
and he said, boy, he didn't get sick more. He said, you know, I really did enjoy listening to you and Scooter. He said, you know, it was like a down-home broadcast.
Well, good. That's right.
I don't know what he meant by down-home broadcast, but
Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of home, we're going to get a look at John Moore's barber from his home. Billy Shears from Pelham, New York.
What?
Hey, Scooter, I'm Johnny Moore's barber. Wait till we see one of the head. Look at that.
Johnny Shears, right?
Johnny Shears. Billy Shears, look at him. That is a riot. All right, Moore. Mike Stanley walked and popped out, but he scored a run. See the rain. That's one thing about helmets. The water just drips down off the end of them and bothers you. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that's about the least thing I would. With that helmet, how many lives does that save?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, man.
You just any little. You know, I used to get those little fuzzy things that come out of the end
yeah,
of my
right.
bill,
Yeah.
and you could see them the way the light reflected
Uh-huh.
when you're at the plate, and I could see them, and it would really bother me, and I'd have to go to work on trying to clip those off and burn them off. And you can see that they've spread a little of that
Yeah. The
what do you
magic
call
stuff.
it?
Magic.
magic soak-up stuff.
Yeah. I forget what they call
I
it.
do too. Obviously,
That's
we
good.
forgot what they've called it. Otherwise,
I like that, though. Magic soak-up stuff.
yeah, that's a down-home broadcast term, right?
All right, Yanks lead 3-1. Oh, Stanley struck out. One away. Good fastball by Cone. Ooh.
Cone likes to ride that fastball in on the hands of the right-handers and away from the lefties.
He doesn't have many strikeouts tonight. As a matter of fact, that might
Two.
go 2. Yeah, Bernie Williams and now Stan.
6 walks, 2 strikeouts. Almost the other way around.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right, here's Bernie. Got a big base hit to drive in a run and later scored. Foul back, strike 1. You know this email thing that's going around now? I don't
I
understand
don't know
it.
anything about it, but I know
don't
what you're
either.
talking about.
Well, boy, now that's going to be weird. I just got from email, get well soon, John Raciapo, recovering from gallbladder surgery at Mount Vernon Hospital.
Where'd they send that to?
They sent it here to the stadium, and I'm looking at, these are all email things I got.
What? Let me see that.
Yeah, here's some email
Are
things.
you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. We got some more here, too, then.
Oh, you know why?
Why?
We gave that number out the other night.
Oh, that's right
Talking
on.
to about your golf tournament.
No.
How they could email.
No wonder.
Because here it is. Holy Cow 10. That's the email code.
Oh, my gosh. And the golf tournament is on September the 18th.
Yeah.
At Brook Lake Country Club, which I am a member now. You got to go with me, Mercer. I'd like to invite you out to my new course.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Beautiful course. How do you like that? Swing and a miss. Now he's starting to get some strikeouts. 2 in a row.
Scooter, some upcoming telecast. Tomorrow we'll be right back here at 1:30. The Blue Jays and the Yankees, and then this series final is on Sunday. That'll be on MSG at 1:30, and then the Tigers at Bay Yankee Stadium Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday is at 7:30 on MSG, and then Wednesday a 1 o'clock game. That on Madison Square Garden Network.
All right.
Tigers.
Oh, they're going to be tough. Bunt attempt popped up way back on the screen. So Velotti trying to get him by surprise with 2 out. And I think Buck's yelling, take a good cut. You might hit one out of here. Mel Allen is under the weather. Just heard about that. He had been in the hospital, and they came out. And swing and a miss, strike 2. I wish our buddy to get well soon. He would not be the Yankees without Mel, the voice of the Yankees, around. Two out. Ooh, did he have him that time if that ball was over? That was 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a base hit in the hole. Whoa, wait a minute. Yep, he beat it out. Whoa, that was a little.
Only you could call a play like that early, because from a shortstop to a shortstop, you know how difficult that play is.
That's right, but I didn't think it'd be that close. You know, he's in short left field when he gets this ball.
Alex Gonzalez. Look at that off balance throw, and
Artificial surface, they'd have had him.
yeah,
Would have skipped
they've
right.
been a lot closer, that's
Yeah.
for sure. The only chance he had, he wasted no time. He gave it the best shot he could give, and Scooter called it immediately, and he knew it.
He's got a little Yankee Stadium dirt on him for other plays that he dove at. 2 out. Velotti at first, and Louis bluffed a bunt. He's got to do that more often. He does not bunt enough. He did hit a sacrifice fly to drive in a run.
Louis playing under a little bit of pressure right now with Darryl Strawberry working out in Tampa, Florida,
Yeah.
and expected maybe to join the Yankees.
In Milwaukee.
Yeah, in
they
Milwaukee
say.
on the 30th, towards the end of this month. I think we do that game, don't we?
Yes, we do. Well, over the head of they're waving Velotti in. Going to be close. He made it. Good slide by Velotti. Very seldom is it a good slide head first, but he faded away and just touched it with his hand. Well, it was a good relay. Joe Carter in left field grabbed that ball and hit the cutoff man, and a great arm by Gonzalez. But Velotti just beat it. So little Louis, he's playing him shallow in left field, and it cost him. Luckily, a fan did not touch that. They tried to touch it. It would have been interference. Had to go back to third base.
This ball is hit hard to left field, and I mean it really travels. Little Louis going the opposite way, and Carter unable to catch up with it. All the relays were perfect, but not in time. Watch this slide by Velarde around Lance Parrish with the hand.
Well done.
That is a dangerous play if it's going to be closer than that. Sliding head first with the catcher.
All right, 2 men are out. Wade Boggs. He's 0 for 1. Wade has walked twice. Fly to center field. That's high.
Scooter, let's take another look at Velarde around 30. Willie Randolph. Did they see Willie say, "You got to go"?
Yeah.
Well, let's see that one more time more. You can see Randolph as Velarde crosses in front of him. Holler out, "You've got to go." Willie knew it was going to be close. And they're going to get a little action out on the mound as one of those tongue depressors will.
Here we go.
Look at Willie.
Look at
You got to go. Willie said, "Look, I'm going to send you. Don't stop now." Wait. That third base job, I mean, to tell you, it's only bad when they talk about you. There's Willie. Take a deep breath, Will. You're right, buddy. It was close, but we made it.
I tell you, that's tough, you know, when you make it, sending the guy, and if he's caught at home, you really feel bad. Here's that. See, the fan just missed touching him. Great
and
relay.
The relay was perfect. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the relay. It was just not in time. The long ways around from first to third. I mean, from first to home.
Right. Really, Randy was really digging. He went a little wide at third base. And a play like that cost the Dodgers the pennant in the year that the Phillies won and they had a playoff. Cal Abrams rounded third. He almost spiked the Dodgers in the dugout. He went 3-2.
Is that right?
Yeah, and Ashburn made a perfect throw and he nicked him. They would have won the game, and then the Phillies won it in the next inning. Bouncer to second, and they get Boggs, but the Yankees pick up another run now, and at the end of 6, it's the Yankees 4 and the Blue Jays 1. Hey, no, is it? Okay. We're back, and so is Paul Olden, and you got it, Paul.
Thank you, Scooter. 4-1, the Yankees on top, and here is a drive down into the left field corner off the bat of Hupp, and it's gone. Scooter, what did you do?
Not me,
as soon as
you.
I sit down, the guy hits a home run. He takes the grand tour.
I gave you a 3-run lead, and you're not going to hold it. You better hold it.
Well, Mike Hupp hits his first home run of the season.
Wow.
Leading off the 7th inning. I was just going to say McDowell has made some big pitches tonight because the Blue Jays have stranded a boatload of runners. 9 runners stranded by Toronto in the game so far. So what do they do to begin the 7th inning? No worries about stranding anybody. A solo home run. So that trims the Yankee lead to 4-2. And boy, that big run in the 6th inning for the Yanks, especially important as timeout. The fan threw the ball back into the field of play, and it's retrieved by Bernie Williams. Randy Velarde's great slide to get in there just under the Parrish tag could be a key moment. Are we going to say, Scooter, you wonder why?
No, when that started, when they started to throw the ball, home runs back when the opposing team hits one.
I think they started copying the people in Chicago, the Cubs.
Oh, the Cubs. Okay.
They've been doing it for years. Pitch outside, ball 1 to Paul Molitor.
Yeah, but when did it start? That's what.
Even in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, I think years and years ago, at least 10, 15 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
John Moore had it right on the nose. May 13th, 1987.
Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it's peeled on the ground to Velarde. Moving to his left to scoop it up and throw out Paul Molitor. Still having trouble getting on track with the bat. Molitor is 0 for 2 with a couple of walks tonight. Velarde with the big run scored in the 6th inning with a dive at home plate, eluding the tag by Lance Parrish to make it 4-1, and now it's 4-2. And there is Steve Howe in the foreground, and Bob Wickman on the left side of your screen. And Tony Cloninger keeping an eye on both of them.
Hey, Willie. Vinny Gigliotti called. He said Julio's 62, not 72, like you told me.
There's Joe Carter, who has just missed tonight against Jack McDowell. He's had some good swings, but he's just a little off. And now chases that one. He had a first pitch fastball in the 5th inning with a couple of runners on and hit a fly ball to left field. Just missing a much better swing for a home run.
His first time up, he just missed it too.
Right. Deep out to left field.
He's over anxious this time at bat, I'll tell you.
Well, when he was with Cleveland, Joe Carter I'm talking about, the pitching line for the opposition was always throwing that breaking ball low and away, especially at 1 and 2. So that's probably what he's going to get, because he would always chase it and he would not hit the ball to right field. Instead, he's jammed and pokes it down the line. It's a foul ball. Broke his bat on it as well, so you have some time to get some things in there, Scooter.
Yes, okay. I got one right here.
Time's up. Okay,
No,
back
no,
to
no,
play.
no. Hello to Claudia Vega, to her Aunt Angela in New York City. That's a quick one.
One more.
One more?
Yeah, he's just now getting back to home plate.
Happy birthday, Sharon Burke of Jersey City. That's Eddie Lucas. Sent that one.
Mud getting clogged in the spikes. So Jack McDowell goes on the back of the hill and has a tongue depressor that's back there now to try and make it a little easier. Here's the 1-2, and the breaking ball hit wide of third and into left field, base hit. So Carter finally gets his knock against Jack McDowell. That's 7 hits in the game in 7 innings worth of pitching for McDowell. And that's just about what he's done this year, giving up a hit an inning.
Yep. He didn't come with that sidearm curve I was looking for, and I wish he would have.
And now Buck is going to make a trip to the mound to find out about McDowell. He is going out there so rapidly, Scooter. He's already made up his mind.
He made it?
Yep.
No kidding.
So he didn't want to be talked out by McDowell because Jack likes to pitch as long as he can. But McDowell leads with a 4-2 lead, and the Yankee bullpen, which is coming off a terrific game in Baltimore, will try and hold on to this one, as McDowell gets congratulations there in the dugout from his teammates. So the Yankees make a pitching change, and we'll be right back after this. So Steve Howe comes on from the bullpen with a runner at first base and 1 out here in the 7th inning, and the Yankees leading at 4-2. And standing in is the struggling John Olerud, who has flied out, lined out, and walked. There is Joe Carter, and the first one is fouled off. So Steve Howe in his last 7 games has done very well. 7 1/3 innings, only 3 hits and just 1 earned run. Look at what Olerud has done this season. Very, very disappointing numbers. Here's a guy with 363 a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he was flirting with that 400 mark.
This is deflected, and they will get one at second. Back to first, too late.
What a play by Villani. I can't believe he made that play. Moving to his right, he had to stop, go back to his left, and turn through to second base.
There goes 1-4.
6.
1-4 to 6.
Look at this.
Well, if McDowell doesn't, rather Howe doesn't touch it, it's a double play.
Yes, easily. And this was closer than anybody expected. I think Olerud thought it was a hit. He didn't bear down right away. But this is great. Now watch the way he throws it across his body.
Now Steve Howe comes on, does his job, gets 1 out. Could have been 2 if he did not deflect that pitch. So Howe, who has pitched well in now his last 8 outings, will be replaced by Bob Wickman, who comes in from left center field. Another look at the play as we go to the break. We'll be right back with the Yankees leading it 4-2. Back at Yankee Stadium, as those Yankee fans there saying number 1.
And by the way, Paul, here is this month's Fan Speak Out question. Which former or current Yankee would you most like to see at the plate with the game on the line? So send your replies to the Fan Speaks Out, WPIX TV, 220 East 42nd Street, New York, New York, 10017.
Bob Wickman has come on to replace Steve Howe, who pitched to 1 batter and got John Olerud on a ground ball, force out at second base with a 2nd out. That Yankee fan waiting for Wickman to get the last out before she just explodes with glee. And here is Ed Sprague. So Buck Showalter playing the righty-lefty percentages. Although Sprague has done very well. In fact, he leads the Toronto Blue Jays in hitting against right-handed pitching at .320. So Sprague tonight hit by a pitch and scored a run, singled, and now he's up there with the potential game-tying run. Well, he represents it as the Toronto Blue Jays trail by 2. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Mark McGwire had his 19th home run of the season tonight, Scooter.
Oh, boy. He is back. Yes, he sat out, what, almost 2 years, didn't he? Not all, I didn't sit out, but he didn't play much in 2 years.
And the heel problem, which is now a thing of the past. Frank Thomas had his 16th home run tonight. Gary Gaetti, number 15. He's been a big, big surprise for the Royals.
Man, he had a great year last year. And oh, look at this. Nobody beats the Wiz putting his score up, and that looks good. Baltimore 6 and the Red Sox 2.
Yankees trying to hold on here. The Tigers a winner tonight. John Flaherty a couple of home runs.
That's it. That's been a big find for them. That kid catcher, yeah.
2-1 delivery is swung on and hit to the gap in left center field. On the move is Bernie, maybe. Yes!
Holy cow!
Bernie Williams with a spectacular play.
That was so beautiful. I mean, he dove. He caught that ball while he was in the air, held on and slipped.
So Bernie Williams saves the day. The score, the Yankees 4, the Blue Jays 2, as Bernie gets a standing ovation.
Oh, that was beautiful, wasn't it? Oh. We're going to take another look at that last play by Bernie Williams. I tell you, this was timed so beautifully. I mean, this was as graceful as you can get when you're diving for a ball. This looked like a double all the way up the alley. Now watch him dive through the air, both feet off the ground, catches the ball and holds on. He slid about 8 feet. Oh, what a thing of beauty. Get another look at it. Just barely. Oh, look at that. Oh, mean. Boy, he followed that all the way right into the glove.
Holds it
and he
high.
looks up, makes sure it's in there. Whew.
All right, Bernie. Talk about saving the bacon of the New York Yankees. Wow. Now Danny Tartabull is going to pinch hit for Dion James. David Cohn's work for the evening has come to an end as Tartabull stands in.
Tony Castillo on the mound, taking over for David Cohn. Good earned run average.
Actually, there's the young man Jordan who's just been called up, as Danny Tartabull has the count 2 balls and no strikes.
It's a funny way to spell Castillo, isn't it? Jordan.
Ricardo Jordan making his major league debut, and he has gone 3-0 to Danny Tartabull. Harken back, Scooter, to
Yes.
Baltimore. The last time Danny had a 3-0 count. What happened?
Oh, home run over the center field fence. He
Yeah.
really creamed it. Oh,
You think he won't be swinging here
yes,
3-0?
I think he will be.
Let's see what happens. 3-0 to Tartabull.
Oh,
Too tight.
yep.
Not worth swinging at. So the young man making his major league debut, and that'll go in his history book. He walks his first batter. They had to make some changes in the pitching staff because they replaced 3 different players, Mike Timlin, Darren Hall, and Dwayne Ward, all went on the DL today. So Ricardo had to be called up. They needed help.
Very young, you can see it.
So Tartabull at first base, and Paul O'Neill takes a strike as Jordan sidearms it. Paul O'Neill with the walk and that bouncing double into the stands. Watch the slingshot.
That'll look rough to left-handers.
That's the whole idea with Ricardo Jordan, who just turned, actually he will turn 25 in 3 days. Toronto's 38th draft pick in 1990. So the fact that he's even made it to the major leagues is testament to his work ethic in the minors. They obviously didn't think much of him. He was one of those guys to fill out the minor league rosters for all the prospects that get drafted.
Every once in a while you find a sleeper down there.
Tartabull at first base with the leadoff walk. Yankees up 4-2 here in the 7th inning. And that one catches the outside part of the plate. Well, it's tough after watching David Cone. Then you have a guy who comes in who's a sidewinder and doesn't looks like he is one of those pitchers who is a finesse guy.
Yep.
Doesn't have a lot on the ball, but it moves. So the batter now has to make an adjustment after Cone with the first 6 and walked 6. His season high.
Ooh, look at the Mets.
And now actually that is a final score, or rather the Mets beat him 9-3. Bobby Bonilla had to come out of the game in the 7th inning with a sore heel for some reason. And now this one driven deep right field. It might go. Gone.
And sidearm curve too.
Paul O'Neill takes the grand tour. A 2-run home run. And it's welcome to the major leagues. Ricardo Jordan. He walks the first batter he sees, then gives up a 2-run dinger. O'Neill has driven in 3 tonight, and the Yankees lead it 6-2.
I tell you that O'Neill really shows you. 2 of the curves he couldn't handle, and that one must have stayed in just a little bit.
And now Don Mattingly. See how he handles this left-handed hitter. Starts him off high, ball 1. Another look, Scooter.
Boy, look, his eyes are right down on that breaking pitch.
Flying into the front row, and that fan couldn't hold on. Paul O'Neill with his 9th home run of the season.
That was a line drive.
So Ricardo Jordan, understandably, I would guess, very nervous coming in, making his big league debut in Yankee Stadium. And this one hit on the ground. Olerud is able to handle it, and Jordan hustles over to take the throw. Mattingly goes 0 for 4, but he hit a couple of shots in his first 2 at-bats. Just happened to be caught. One by the left fielder Carter, and a diving catch of a line drive by Ed Sprague with a couple of men on.
Yeah, when things are going tough, you don't get those base hits.
Getting tough luck tonight. So the Blue Jays can look back at their record tonight and see they've left 10 runners on as they trail 6-2. O'Neill with the 2-run home run. Sitting next to Bob Wickman, who will be out there pitching.
It's hard to believe the problems that Toronto's got with that ball club they have. They got a lot of talent up there. Of course, they have. Oh, that was
hit by Fernandez. Now the bullpen has let him down in a big way.
Yeah.
And you look at tomorrow's starter, Juan Guzman, a record of 1-2 and a 7.60 ERA. Tim Crabtree, another one of the youngsters, called up today. And then Pat Hinkin, another one of their starters, Scooter, has an ERA of over 6.
Boy, and he's a tough pitcher too.
So those are a couple of guys they were depending on to have big years, and they have had just the opposite for Cito Gaston. Gene Tennis next to him, running through the sides. Mike Stanley in there versus the young man from Boynton Beach, Florida, who's making his major league debut, and he's had a tough time. He's given up 2 base hits, a home run, a single, walked a batter. 6-2. Yankees in front. So the Yankees feel good about things. I mean, tomorrow, if they go on to win this one, they're getting a guy whose ERA is almost 8, and the opponent's batting average is .324.
And who are the Yankees pitching?
The Yankees will counter with Melito.
Oh, get by that first inning, and Melito's going to be in good shape.
Ball 1 pitch. In there. Blue Jays took the early lead 1-0 in the second, but the Yankees tied it in the third. Scored 2 runs in the fourth, a run in the sixth. Blue Jays got a run in the seventh on a home run, but the Yankees got 2 more runs here in the seventh inning, looking for more. The big defensive play was the diving catch of the line drive hit by Ed Sprague by Bernie Williams, which saved a couple of runs. Two 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. I'll give you some scores from around the majors. We tell you the Mets beat the Braves 9-3 on the Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard. Brett Saberhagen the winner. Rico Brogna and Tim Bogart hit home runs in that game. Detroit over Milwaukee 5-2. David Wells the winner, beating Ricky Bonas. John Flaherty had 2 home runs in that game for Detroit. There's a strike to make it 3-2, and then Pittsburgh beat Montreal tonight 2-0. Denny Nagel over Pedro Martinez. No home runs. 27,000 in Montreal.
Pirates are playing good ball all of a sudden.
Well, they're not drawing anybody.
No.
Crowds of 5,000, 6,000 there, routine at Three Rivers. Full count pitch is ball 4.
Nope.
Galen Cisco, the pitching coach, trotting out to talk to the young man who is making his major league debut and is having a real bad time of it here in the 7th inning. Let the game get away. It's 6-2, and he's not throwing strikes. And maybe Cisco saying, hey, you know, go out there and just challenge these guys. Don't try to be so picky. He gave up the home run to Paul O'Neill. He made some good pitches to O'Neill, but then he gave up the home run to Paul to right field. O'Neill has driven in 3. Polonia has driven in 2. Bernie Williams has an RBI, and then he saved another run or 2 with his diving catch, which you'll be seeing on the highlights for the rest of this year. In fact, that could be one of those cable networks play of the night. CNN.
Did very well.
Mark Schott in attendance. Oh no, that's not Mark.
She sees herself on TV. Look at her.
Did you do that the first time you were on TV? Did you kind of wave and laugh and look at yourself?
I said that looks just like me when I saw myself on TV.
Now Bernie Williams. And what do you know? The guy who makes the great defensive play in the previous half inning does get a chance to come up here in the bottom of the inning.
Usually they lead off the inning.
Yeah.
And it seems to come out that way anyway.
Now all Bernie has to do is hit a home run to really cap off a great evening. He has an RBI. He's made the great catch. You got a struggling pitcher out there. And he falls behind again 1-0. So Jordan just might lay one in there. Runners at first and second, 1 out. One and 1. What little rain we had here at Yankee Stadium has stopped. About a steady light drizzle for about an hour.
Yes, quite a bit of the game. Thank goodness no top on the field and delay of the game.
Grounds crew did come out to work on the mound and the home plate area. With the substance that, hit down into the right field corner. It's going to be caught out there by Green. Tagging and moving over to third base is Tony Fernandez. Well, Bernie came close.
Yep.
2 outs. Here's Randy Velarde. And he had a nice defensive pickup himself earlier in the game. Has a couple of base hits to make that 3 hits tonight.
He's made several good plays out in the field.
Runners on the corners for the Yankees. They've already scored twice here in the 7th inning. Leading 6-2. 0-1. Take a look at the Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard in the National League. Florida leading Cincinnati. But that red team they came from behind the other day against Atlanta after being down big. Mark Grace with his 9th home run in Chicago's game. St. Louis with the lead on the Phillies after they swept the Mets. Did the Phillies. The Phillies have won, I believe, 6 in a row. Dodger-Giant rivalry renewed at Dodger Stadium. And the Rocky-Padre rivalry renewed in San Diego. Here at 6-2, the Yankees on top. With 2 outs in the home half of the 7th inning. And Ricardo Jordan has had a rough going in his major league debut. Whack, but a foul ball hit hard down the line. Last report, Baltimore had a 7-2 lead on Boston in the 8th inning. Crowd tonight, 24,499. Be out here tomorrow at the Yankees on WPIX. Ball 3. Any more salutations there, Scooter?
I sure do, but I'm just going to say that
this is a great time. This guy is struggling to throw strikes.
we got to watch this one. I was 3-2 and 2 out. So
okay. First and third for the Yankees. Out of play.
Okay, how about congratulations to Kelly and Amanda Konecki. Graduated from Clifton High School. You know, Eddie Lucas, I said, was here. He and his wife Allison and Marlene from Marlene's place, Florist and Union. Beautiful, beautiful place. Beautiful roses they sent. There's Joe Asanio up.
And that's low to load him up. We'll see if Jordan stays in. Cisco saying, come on, kid. Throw strikes. Be aggressive.
I think he wanted the strike from the umpire.
That looked pretty low. Larry Heisel, the hitting instructor, to the right there.
These pitching coaches get upset when their youngsters don't come through.
Louis Polonia, with a couple of RBIs tonight, sacrifice fly in a double. Bases loaded, and there's a strike to start him off. I was commenting earlier, Scooter. Polonia said, hey, I better start hitting.
Yep.
Never know what's going to happen once Strawberry arrives, probably a week from tonight in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, huh? Speaking of Strawberry,
yeah,
he has played with the 4 clubs who had something to do with New York. He must be the only one when he finally comes to the Yankees. The Dodgers, the Giants,
the Mets.
and the Mets. and the Yankees.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
little angle on that. It's Fernandez at third base. And the two runners on the right-hand side of the infield, Stanley and Velarde. Two and one. Strawberry said in his news conference yesterday that among other things he does not plan to talk to the media pre-game or post-game, and that I don't agree with. I mean,
No.
you don't have to answer any
People wanna
personal
know.
questions,
Yeah.
but you have to own up to whatever happens on the field in the game. As the inning comes to an end on a routine ground ball to shortstop, but the Yankees score a couple. Two-run home run by Paul O'Neill. At the end of 7, it's 6-2 Yankees.
Hey, tomorrow the Yankees will salute the 75th anniversary of the Negro Leagues in a day-long tribute. The guests will include Buck O'Neill, Larry Doby, and many others. The pre-game ceremony hosted by Art Russ Jr. will begin at 12:55. And in addition to honoring the former players for their contributions to the game, the Yanks will raise a commemorative Negro Leagues flag, which will wave at the stadium for the rest of the season. And throughout the Yankees-Blue Jays game, lucky seat winners will receive official Negro League merchandise. That's tomorrow here at the stadium. And there were some great players. I'll tell you, Buck O'Neill in the Hall of Fame, Larry Doby, the first black to play in the American League, just not too long after Jackie Robinson broke in with the Dodgers.
Sean Green, the batter, and he lifts one deep right field. O'Neill to the track and leaps to bring it in.
Oh, hope he didn't hurt himself there.
He holds that right shoulder, and Bernie said, "Are you okay?" And he nodded, "Yes, I'm okay." What else was he going to say?
Kind of fell into the wall a little awkwardly, trying to feel for it as he's going back. Right there, he kind of stumbled into it. That'll jar you.
Paul O'Neill had the two-run home run in the 7th inning and now makes the catch to begin the 8th inning of play. Bob Wickman on the hill facing his third batter. Lance Parrish, sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a line out to left field. And he's had a tough time holding on to the ball tonight a couple of times, trying to throw out Yankee base runners, and just could not handle the pitch to even try to throw out a run. Dale Ford, the umpire at first base. And 2 balls and no strikes to count. So the Yankee bullpen trying to rebuild its reputation as being dependable, and with guys out there who are being paid to get outs. And we had Steve Howe come on. His only batter is Jim Leyritz, takes it all in. Howe got his one man, and now Bob Wickman has retired all the batters he's faced, all 2 of them. That's better than earlier in the season.
Yes, certainly.
There's the Yankee bullpen. Bob McDonald in the middle.
Looks like Wetland has found his niche now. Just seems to be throwing the ball harder.
I'll tell you a funny thing about Wetland. And maybe we can show this picture tomorrow. You know, I like photography, and the other day I was walking downtown, and I actually walked up to a guy who was carrying a boa constrictor. He had it around his neck, just walking down the street. So I took a picture of it. Maybe tomorrow we'll show that picture. But I showed it to Wetland, and he says, "Oh yeah, you know, the boa constrictor." And he goes on for like 3 minutes on the reptile, and you know, you handle it this way, and if it starts to constrict around your arm, you just grab it by the tail, and this, that, and the other. John must know a lot about a lot of things.
Don't you show that while I'm working with you tomorrow.
Oh, what? You have an aversion to
Oh,
those?
snakes, anything that crawls.
Oh. It's a great picture, though.
Oh, I'll sneak a look at it.
Full color.
Ooh.
I can show it to you now.
No.
Okay.
You got it now?
Yeah.
No, not before I go to bed.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, Parrish got a little hot foot there on the foul ball.
Oh, right on the bunion if he's got any. Oh, that. Ooh. Very little padding on those shoes. They're like ballet slippers just about.
"6-2 Yankees here in the 8th inning. And Parrish strikes out. Well, Bob Wickman had to leave his mates in the bullpen as they, looks like they're flipping sunflower seeds for distance. Yep. Have a bag of David and Sons, and the competition begins.
They've got to find ways to entertain themselves out there, because it's lonely. He did throw it.
Well, Wetland probably has a theory on the aerodynamic properties of sunflower seeds, in the shell and out of the shell. 1 strike the count to Domingo Cedeno. Breaking ball low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now here's something esoteric. You know, you mentioned how the baseball shoes sometimes are as thin as ballet slippers.
Yeah.
Well, I read the other day where one particular company on the comebacker is going to the athletic shoe companies to make better ballet shoes. Just a note. Now the ground ball comebacker, 1-2-3 8th inning. 6-2 the Yankees on top as they pirouette closer to a victory.
New York Yankees baseball is brought to you by your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer. See your Ford dealer and see for yourself.
So the Yankees leading at 6-2, bottom of the 8th inning, and Wade Boggs looks at one outside, ball 1. Jordan still on for the Blue Jays. And Boggs' story tonight, he has flied out, walked twice, and grounded out. Still trying to find a stroke. There's a strike.
Yeah, he has lost it. He's not swinging as smoothly as he used to.
You wonder what goes through Wade Boggs' mind. Here's a guy who is very analytical about what he does at the plate, always has been. Slaps this one sinking center field, and it'll bounce in front of Huff. He knocks it down, and it's going to be a single for Boggs.
All right.
He'll take any kind of hit.
Yep. As long as he swings, he's dangerous.
Another look at it. Jazz did make contact.
Remember I was talking about Marlene from Marlene's place before?
Yeah, the florist, right?
Well, the gang from Caldwell Flowerland, Caldwell, New Jersey, and Marlene's place in Union are at the game tonight. Friends of Eddie Lucas.
Tartabull takes low, ball 1.
Yeah.
Interesting, in the paper, I saw where Tartabull's agent accused the Yankees of stalling and trying to trade him.
Oh, no.
That's what he said. Pitch is inside. His agent, Rick Thurman, was quoted as saying there are a lot of teams that would like to have Danny Tartabull if the Yankees would take some of his salary like they said they would.
Yeah, they probably want him to take $4 million with $5 million.
They can't do that. I mean, I think they can only take $1 million or a little bit more than that.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. And Danny makes $5 million. And if he were productive, maybe that would not be such a big deal. And then they got into the discussion in the article, well, why not, you know, trade a salary for a salary? But if you're going to get somebody else's problem,
yeah,
what good is that going to do? 3 balls and 1 strike. And this one is hit to the hole and through into left field. For Tartabull, his second plate appearance, he walked in the 7th inning. The first batter, which Jordan faced. And now he singles, putting runners at first and second base. And Paul O'Neill comes up. Homered his last time. So Tartabull is stuck here until further notice. That's what it basically boils down to. I mean, if it's true that Milwaukee offered Greg Vaughn in exchange for Tartabull, I mean, you know, Vaughn hasn't done anything.
Nope.
He makes a huge salary. Yankees are trying to get pitching, probably.
Yeah, that Tapani thing still cooking, or is that
I would imagine it is.
wishful thinking?
I don't think it's wishful thinking. I mean, the Twins need to start rebuilding.
Yeah, they really do.
O'Neill flares it into the stands. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He really jammed him on that one.
O'Neill, in addition to the home run in the 7th inning, had a double in the 3rd inning of play. 3 RBIs all told tonight.
And the hands, oh, they've got him. Gotta pull the arms way in.
Jordan slings it in there a little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Florida Marlins with 16 runs tonight, Scooter.
Wow.
That sets a club record. I
They've
hope
had
so.
Yeah, they've had a rough year.
Yeah. Yep. Gary Sheffield is injured, unable to play
Yeah.
for a long time. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Paul O'Neill looking for something to drive once again. He's already had a productive evening, looking for more. Runners at first and second, and none out. And a rookie pitcher on the mound struggling to throw strikes. 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Baltimore has taken its 7-2 lead over Boston to the 9th inning. Ricardo Jordan in his major league debut tonight just pulled up. And now the 3-2 pitch with none out. And it's back foul down the third base side. Did you buy your New York Lotto ticket yet, Scooter?
No, tomorrow on the way in. I didn't get a chance to get in New York all week.
Oh, okay. You're not going to miss out on what, 10
No,
million?
no.
Or is it 15?
15.
Oh, yeah.
There's a place I passed just before I get to the stadium here.
Well, they can expect to see you.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Unlike it, you get 2 chances for $1 in New York.
Yes.
Other than Jersey. Jersey only get 1.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Those signs meant make a big pitch, kid. O'Neill is reaching for one and hits a routine fly ball to right field. Boggs tags up, but holds on. They throw behind him, and he's out.
Him. Yep. Great play there. Holy cow. The veteran Boggs caught. And a good decoy by the shortstop. He made a great tag on a high throw.
Tagged him right on top of the hat as Sean Green gets it back, Scooter.
Yeah, he's got a great arm. And he leaps and hits him before he got back to the bag. He's still not back to the bag. He didn't slide. He's embarrassed because he didn't slide.
He goes to tag and bluffs, a hard bluff. But he was not expecting that.
Nope. He hit him pretty hard, too.
Don Mattingly, the batter, with a runner at first base. I'm sure Sean Green will get a pat on the back. I mean, his team was down 6-2. He could have easily lobbed that ball in.
Got a good, strong arm, the kid.
Well, they're expecting a lot of things from Sean Green over the next few years. From the side, nice pitch to Mattingly. His last shot tonight, trying to get a base hit. Mattingly is 0 for 4 as Boggs puts that away in the file. No more chances like that, even though the team is up by 4 runs.
Ooh.
2-1. Don needs a good solid line drive for his last at bat to kind of take that into tomorrow.
That was a good idea.
He had a couple of line drive outs tonight, but he has since popped up and grounded weakly to the right side. And now he lines this one, but a foul ball down the left field side.
Here's that last pitch to Don. It was away, and he went right with it. Just a little late with his swing.
Don Mattingly, a home run and just 14 RBIs and a .255 batting average. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We saw the eye specialist in Baltimore again, and he said that he's just about 100% in terms of eyesight. 3-2, 2 outs, and Tartabull, who's at first base, not being held on, will be on the move. And there he goes. Ball 4.
That's it.
Oh, you know, we thought this was going to be a quickly played game.
Yeah.
And McDowell and Cito Gaston goes to the mound to make a pitching change. And the young man, in his major league debut, Ricardo Jordan, has done enough. But this was a test. I mean, Cito had to find out in a clutch situation just how the young man was going to react against big league opposition. And now he has a little bit of information as Jordan takes the walk to the showers. Yankees leading at 6-2 on 10 base hits tonight. This is the first game of an important 6-game homestand. We'll be right back as the Blue Jays make a pitching change.
Well, here's a game summary brought to you by Eagle. Test drive an Eagle at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer or call 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE. Toronto in the second, Green had an RBI double, and Yankees in the third, O'Neill an RBI double. Then in the fourth, Bernie Williams RBI single, and Polonia sacrifice fly at RBI. In the sixth, Polonia had an RBI double. Then in the seventh, Huff had a solo home run for Toronto, and for the Yankees, O'Neill a 2-run home run. That's the way it stands right now. Yankees 6 and the Blue Jays 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, that's a pretty good sign, except a
little late.
Little late. No Strawberry. That's the no left turn, no right turn, and no Strawberry.
Interesting that they show that here in the stadium. Tim Crabtree making his major league debut. So 2 pitchers in a row making their major league debut. Tim Crabtree with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Tony Fernandez, the XJ, takes a strike. Fastball fired in there. Fernandez has walked, flied out, grounded out, and singled. 6-2 Yankees here in the 8th inning. Upstairs, a little bit of background on Crabtree, born in October of 1969 in Jackson. Let's see, that's Michigan. Yes, Jackson, Michigan. Attended Michigan State University, where he studied criminal justice. Here's the 1-1 delivery by Crabtree. And it's a ground ball punched, comes up and goes over the glove of Sprague. So rounding third base, headed home is Tartabull. The throw, and he is out at the plate. So that'll do it here in the 8th inning. Single for Fernandez, and Tartabull is thrown out from the left fielder into the catcher Parrish. Carter fires it home, and the tag is applied. 6-2, Yankees on top after 8.
New York Yankees baseball has been brought to you by Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz. By 9X Yellow Pages, more information, more solutions, more stuff. And by Eagle. Test drive an Eagle at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer or call 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE. Big John out there? Or is that Big Joe? Oh, Joe Osanio. He's big too, yes.
So Joe Osanio, who was recalled to the Yankees a week ago tonight, pitched last Saturday against the Indians at Cleveland, gave up a solo home run to Bell, walked a batter, struck out 2-3 hits in an inning and 2/3 worth of work. So he gets a chance to pitch here in the 9th inning with the Yankees up 6-2 over the Blue Jays. And the first one hit in the air by Gonzalez to center field. Bernie has a much easier chance here and puts it away. Bernie made a great diving catch of a line drive in the 7th inning. off the bat of Ed Sprague. And you'll be seeing that one on the highlight reels for days and weeks and months to come. It was a spectacular play. Now the batter is Mike Hobb. So they missed Devon White and Roberto Alomar, that's for sure.
Oh, yes. Two great ones. Oh, great defensive and offensive players, both.
Up tonight, home run in his 4 trips to the plate. Alomar will be back in there tomorrow. He had to serve a 1-day suspension for throwing his glove at plate umpire Rich Garcia.
Oh, wasn't 2 days?
It was bargained down to 1.
Oh. Okay.
Two 2-0. There's a strike over the outside corner for Joe. Joe Osanio had 2 saves and 3 appearances before his recall last week at Columbus. And now the count is 3 balls, 1 strike.
That's what you don't want to do. Walk them and make them earn their way on there.
3-1. They're just some uniform numbers, Scooter, that you look at and immediately goes to the player who wore that number well in years past. You look at 54. Yep. You think of the Goose. You think of the Goose.
Yeah, Goose Gossage. Oh, yeah, you know, today Paul was talking about the game and thought it was going to be a real fast one. 2 Cy Young matchups. He'll be thrown to McDowell, not to.
Total of 10 walks between them.
Yeah, that's the bad thing.
10 walks and 13 base hits. 1 out here in the 8th inning and a man at first base, and Molitor triggers and fouls it back. 0-1. There's Buck Showalter, happy to apparently get a win under his belt here in the 9th inning. 2 outs away. And then he'll start worrying about tomorrow's game, as will Cito Gaston. 1 strike delivery. Out of play, 0-2. John Wetland getting some throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's one of those pictures that you just cries out for a caption.
Oh, you did it all right.
The Florida game is a final, and the Reds are happy about that. 16-4, Florida beat the Reds tonight. Andre Dawson had a home run, his 4th. Barry Pendleton and Charles Johnson all had home runs. Young Yankee fans.
Staying to the end.
Pitch fouled away, and the count holds at 1 ball, 2 strikes. This one comes all the way down from the upper deck to the lower deck. Yeah, he's saying, aha, I got it, you didn't. Nice guy. You're kidding.
No.
Nice strike, kid. That'll be a miracle if the Cleveland Indians can stage a comeback tonight. They're down 12-5 in the 8th inning. And the Cleveland pitching staff gave up 20 base hits so far tonight. Now, Orel Hershiser went on the disabled list today for Cleveland with a sore back. Here's the 2-2 with 1 out and a man at first base. Now back. Should be 2. Could be 2. It is! And the game is over on the double play. And the Yankees capture game 1 of the series as it starts to rain again. 6-2 on 11 base hits. Now, Yankees are always talking about maybe playing 500 on the road, and it'll mean they'll start winning at home, and they capture the first game of the series. We'll be right back. Back at Yankee Stadium, 24,499 saw the Yankees capture Game 1 of the series with the Blue Jays. McDowell over Cone as the Toronto Blue Jays stranded 10. The Yankees littered the bases with 12, but they won the game. Stay tuned. We're going to show you that Bernie Williams catch again. Catch of the year so far. As we tell you, that's it from Yankee Stadium. Final score, Yankees over the Blue Jays 6-2. We'll be with you tomorrow. Perez versus Guzman, 1:30, as the Yankees once again do battle with the Toronto Blue Jays. And here's Bernie's great catch in the 7th inning of the Ed Sprague drive. Paul Olden speaking for the Scooter, Phil Rizzuto, and Bobby Mercer, bidding you all a very pleasant good night from Yankee Stadium, where the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 6-2. Paul O'Neill had a home run as well and drove in 3-0. Good night, everybody.